But let's do a quick recap while we're waiting, because it's been a while. It's been a hot minute. um, yeah. So last time, you set up camp in the ruined remains of Escher's childhood home, the orphanage Light's Hope. Which you've been making, homey-ish. And then you get attacked by an invisible stalker. 3 of them, actually. You killed 2 of them, and you managed to secure one with an imprison spell. And you agreed to release it under the condition that it brings Varain, the person who sent it after you, directly to you without saying anything about, that you're laying a trap or what have you. And after some discussion, you decided that you were going to lay said trap. I believe it was an Argynvost.
I thought the Amber Temple.
Well, no, you went to the Amber
that's
Temple.
where we went. Yeah,
that's where we went.
Temple to potentially find an ally in Exithanter, which you kind of have, which is good. He got his memories back thanks to Escher. He cast a Greater Restoration spell on the Lich, and it turns out that the Lich is kind of a chill dude. And he and on the last dramatic moment of that session,
dramatic for no one but
Exithanter cast lock on the trapped chest suspended from the ceiling in the secret room and sent Ember plummeting 30 feet down below.
So angry about that.
Did you take off
you were
the
just
fall
so
damage?
hell-bent on opening.
Wait,
What's that?
Did you take the fall damage?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
I did.
I don't remember if you did.
Yep, I'm at 155.
That's still a lot.
A couple things to note. You still have the Dabu with you.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
We still have...
Yeah, he's around. He doesn't really interact much. Like this whole realm is sort of, it's kind of meh for him. Mm-hmm. He's used to Sigil. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's around, and so Ember, you fall 30 feet. You land probably like on your ass, and it's just. You hear this echoing silence around for a minute, and then there's darkness, and then your eyes readjust, and from up above you hear, "Babe? You okay?"
I fucking told you!
It's like a giant groan. He's like, "Ugh."
Now's no time for I told you so, Vasha.
Oh, come on. Let me have that one.
I think I try really, I laboriously try to get up.
You okay?
You are able to get to your feet. You just kind of, there's like a twinge in your left thigh, the kind.
Yeah.
You are in what looks to be like a plundered treasury. The amber doors of this once sealed great stone room have been smashed, their pieces lying amid crushed bones, armor, and weapons.
So only Ember can see this, right?
Yes,
because we're all up top. Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
You all kind of, I imagine the rest of you have kind of gathered around the top and are looking down yeah, all right?
Mm-hmm.
You
pretty
can
much.
You can see the top of his head, and you can see he's standing up, so he's probably fine. It takes more than that to kill a paladin.
Right. Especially one as hard-headed as ours.
Ember, looking around this room, you see, you do not know immediately what you see. They're little fragments of white and gray all around the floor, and the longer you stare at them, the more you realize that they are the crushed, pulverized remains of whoever last came into the cell.
Oh, cute.
Oh, no. Okay. Is there anything that can I roll a perception check and see if there's anything else in the room, anything I could grab, or?
No, there's nothing in here. There is an open door leading into a much larger room, directly in front of you.
Really, I would make lemons out of lemonade here. Okay.
Baku's like, should I fly down? Can I carry somebody down? Is everything okay down there?
As previously established, you cannot carry Ember while you are flying.
That's true. That's true.
Ember shuts up. He's like, I'm fine. Just gonna have a fun bruise tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
not that Baku can see in the dark anyway, so they're like, I don't really want to come down there.
Escher's kind of visiting, can any of us cast fly? Baku, can you cast fly?
Not without the ring.
Exit is like, I'm afraid I used my only charge for the spell fly just now.
Oh.
How far up is it roughly to the top?
It's about 30 feet. And it's like sheer, slick walls made of amber. So it's not something you can easily scale.
Okay.
Don't we have rope? I think I have rope.
I don't. I mean, I have wings. That's it. I was like, I could fly down there, but
I have 50 feet of rope, although I don't know if I can.
You can throw it directly up.
Well, I mean, Baku could fly down, get the rope, and fly back up, and then we can pull Ember up.
Ember, as you are all discussing how get Paladin out, you hear something from outside the busted up doors.
oh,
You
You
hear
all there?
Ember Tremaine.
oh dear, fuck.
That's fucking freaky,
I'm glad we didn't hear that.
right?
Ember crosses himself. Like he does like a quick, like, I don't know.
Xander doesn't. His symbol's like the sun, so maybe there's like a sun-like motion comparable to. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah,
Make a circle on around your heart.
make a
or
circle
something.
around your face. Yeah.
Some sort of religious thing, I don't know.
You further hear the once and future savior of the multiverse. Hear me.
Guys, we should work faster. on
They
this
cannot
rope.
hear it.
Oh,
Right.
God.
Oh god.
You guys cannot hear it. You're just still talking about like, Baku, can you fly down? Get the rope. You know.
Okay, I think I take the sun sword out and like activate it.
Oh, okay.
The room lights up. It casts interesting patterns on the glossy amber walls. You can tell there's really only one exit to this room, right? It's right in front of you. And you can tell that the voice is coming through it, and you think from the right.
So I've encountered the speakers down here before. Can I tell?
Did
if
you
it's-
actually talk to them? I don't remember.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
No, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you
offered
did.
me-
You could. It does not sound like the same voice, but then again, you do not know how many of them are trapped down here.
Okay. Multiple.
I do have rope.
Okay.
I think while y'all are doing that, I'm gonna be Ember, and I'm gonna go.
Oh god.
Ember be an ember, but up,
Right. So Buck is gonna fly down and be like, up. He already left.
and he's gone.
So
It's just like,
with-
what the fuck?
Buck is like,
Are you
everybody else-
so proud that you won't let us rescue you?
Where are you going?
Be right back. Gotta check out a new voice.
It's probably fine.
I think so. Holding my sword up, like before we kind of like got torched, I'm gonna like advance into the next room.
You come out to the base of the floor near the statue, near where the statue was.
Okay.
You, of course, you now know that area is safe and it's fine. The voice you heard was coming from the right, and you can still hear it calling your name, Ember Tremaine, leading you into a hallway, an offshoot of this main thoroughfare.
Okay, I'm gonna keep following.
Yeah. So what are the rest of us doing? Buck was like,
I'm looking for somewhere to secure the ropes that we can follow him down there and
Right.
figure out what's going on and not split the party in this fucking temple.
Right. Exactly. So. What
All right,
should I
it's-
do? Do you want me to
it'll
fly
ta-
back up? Like.
It'll take you a hot minute to secure a rope and everything. Baku,
Yeah.
you can just fly straight down, but Escher and
Right.
Vasha, they don't have dragon wings, so there's that.
Nope.
Right. That. Yeah.
So you all you start working on that, and Ember, you enter this secondary hallway off this main foyer, and you can see at the far end of the hallway there is an open door. And you can hear the voice coming directly from inside of it. You can't see inside, but you do hear the voice coming from it.
Okay, so there's nothing, no light or anything like that. It's just.
I mean, it's the Amber Temple. Like, there's a couple flickering sconces. It is not particularly darker or brighter than any other area of this hellish place.
Okay.
Fun.
And is the voice? It's still calling, right?
Yes, every now and then you can still hear it whisper your name.
Okay, I'm gonna go in.
Oh, great.
Great.
You go inside. This room has 3 little alcoves. It's very small. 3 little alcoves, 2 of which have nestled in large amber sarcophaguses. One of them, it looks like it has been destroyed. And something, or either it has been destroyed or something inside of it broke out. You can't quite tell. The one that has been calling your name, it seems, is the one from the western wall. And the moment you step inside and lay your eyes upon it, you hear it speak again. I am the last essence and vestige of Kirod, the Star of Secrets.
Well, hello there. I am Ember, Lord of Tremaine.
Let me
They
spell
know
that.
who you are.
Let me spell that
Right.
for note-taking purposes. That's Kirod.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
He says, I see all from past and present and all possible futures. I have seen your fate, the fates of your friends, the fate of this and all universes that exist if you succeed in your quest, and if you fail.
Ember steps forward, and he looks like concerned. He goes, "Tell me what happens."
The futures are too many for me to articulate to you in 1,000 years, Ember Tremaine. I offer you instead my essence and my gift. Take my power of divination and use it to end the scourge of Nagath, or risk losing all to its swallowing darkness.
Ember takes a step back. At what cost, though?
No gift is without a price. But what price are you willing to pay if it means securing the future of all existence?
I suppose it would depend on what's on the table.
The universe has already been partially eaten by this all-consuming hunger, Ember Tremaine. The ethereal plane and the 9 hells as they once existed are no more. And what happened to Sigil will happen again if you do not act quickly, decisively, and with foreknowledge of what is to come. Take my power, Ember Tremaine, and save what remains of this multiplane.
Ember is very tempted.
I was like, if only someone were there to talk him out of it.
Yeah, so
let's do a quick cut back to y'all's. It seems like a good time to
did
do
Baku follow him? I thought you flew down.
that. I thought Baku was being polite and like waiting for you guys to get your
Yeah, I
shit
was like,
together.
I'm gonna wait for you
Oh.
guys. Baku's like, should I just follow?
Yes, follow him. Follow him.
Okay, bye.
Follow the impulsive one.
Baku,
So
you
Baku's gonna fly down, yeah.
Baku flies down, and I imagine because Exithanter, he still has a fly spell cast on himself, he's gonna follow you as well. And you enter the large room. You do not immediately see where he is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you just enter the large room, and he's just not there anymore.
Yeah. So there's a door. What was there in there again?
You already got. There was one open door. You already went through it. And
Okay,
you are,
great.
because that was the only exit. And you are now standing in the large room with the statue, and you do not see anything. You do not see him.
Right. So Baku's gonna like look at the Lich and be like, "Is there any? Do you have like a tracking spell? I'm not the tracking sort."
Tracking spell. I don't know. Does he have it?
Oh yeah. Wait. What's on my? I forgot about my awesome robe. What's on my robe?
Probably not a tracking spell.
I know, probably not a tracking spell, but I could throw a ladder and see which way it points.
What is the spell list of a Lich? Mage hand precipitation, effect thoughts and visibility, made dead, counter spell, dispel magic fireball, cloud kill, scrying, disintegrate, globe of vulnerability, finger of death. No, he doesn't have anything that might track.
I wonder if he can sense danger. I feel like that's where Ember would go, is anywhere that's particularly dangerous, or if there's a creature in there.
Exithanter says, "Oh, there's quite a lot of danger in this room. Most of the monsters fled upon the death of Strahd, but the dark vestiges trapped within their sarcophagi are still numerous and quite potent.
Okay, let's go that way then.
Well, there's about 20. Which one would you like to look
20.
at first?"
The closest one?
Closest one.
So while Baku's figuring all this out, have I managed to get the rope tied off?
Yeah, you've managed to find you can secure it to the secret door handle, and you and Escher are slowly climbing down the very slick 30-foot drop.
Yeah.
And you drop it behind them, and he's like, "Hey, what did we miss? What did we miss?" He says, "Well, I suppose the closest geographically, would be behind us." And Exithanter just sort of wanders off and looks around. He's like, "This place is a lot nicer once you have your memory."
Yes, that was great. Thank you for that, Escher.
So yeah, you're just gonna search for him?
Yeah, just gonna follow Exithanter and be like, all right, whatever, old dude, let's just follow you.
So Exithanter kind of wanders off. He goes around the right corner into the amber doors to the south are sealed with an arcane lock spell. He opens it with another knock. Knock is a third level, so he's got plenty of those treasures. Okay. A character, he pushes open the doors, and there are piles of treasures heaped against the west and east walls of this stone room. There is a large 10-foot amber golem standing in the middle of the room. It lifts its head the moment you enter, sees Exithanter, and puts its head back down.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
So there are 6 huge piles of, just a lot of treasure in this room. And he says, the geographically closest dark powers exist just past there. And he points to a doorway in the back of the room. Actually, it's not a doorway. It's like a fissure. It's like a tremor in the rock that split it open.
Baku's gonna look at Vasha and be like, tracking?
Yeah, I'm gonna check around, see if I see a...
Make a survival check, and this is definitely not your favorite terrain, so you do not...
No, it's not. But
no,
still.
I know that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 15 plus 9 on a real die. I'll take a picture if you want.
Yeah, he's not here. He's not here. Ember is not in this room. You don't see any tracks.
Okie dokie. I don't think he's this way, guys.
He says, you don't want to see the dark powers? We came all the way here.
Baku's like, but you said there was a lot of them. We just don't have the time for all of them. I'm sure another time.
Very good conversationalists.
Maybe once we find our friend who is a bit impulsive.
Exactly. Find the friend that runs into danger. I would love to talk to these people or creatures, whatever they are.
Ancient powers.
Ooh. Baku the nerd is like, ooh, ancient, yes. I love that. But anyway, Ember's not here.
Let's hop back to you again, Ember. Because this is a very important decision, and you should definitely make it on your own.
Right, exactly. And Ember is like, what bad decision should I make by myself?
You can feel like it's an implicit understanding that if you want to take this entity up on its deal, all you need to do is place your hand against the side of the amber sarcophagus.
Okay. Can I sense anything about the creature? Do I feel like it's evil?
You're a paladin, so you've got your divine sense just up pretty much all the time. Yes. It's not a good power, right? It's not a holy being. It's not a celestial being. But at the same time, you have plenty. You can understand why it would want to be on your side in this particular fight. Most things have a vested interest in the continuation of the multiverse.
And is there a role I can say? Do I know anything about? I really should have studied. I should have done anything about this.
Roll plus int to see what you remember about the Amber Temple and the entities inside of it.
Oh fuck! Well, I rolled in that one, so.
Oh no!
Yeah. The only thing you remember is that this place has something to do with Strahd. But that's
that seems in character, yeah.
Yeah. But, you weren't really listening. They tried to explain the lore to you, and you were busy, waving around your shiny new sword, probably.
I was thinking really hard about that treasure chest in the room. So, let's see here. So, it's offering me power. Yeah. Okay.
Specifically, to be more accurate, what it is offering you is its essence, which seems to have something to do with divination and seeing the future.
Okay. But I don't necessarily know what the cost is. It's just a...
You do not know.
Yeah. Okay. One last question. Is there any way to roll to see what what I think Lathander's opinion on this would be.
Well, Lathander is currently an infant living with your mom in an orphanage.
Right.
So chances
like,
are,
like
you can roll, like, I guess this would be like insight to see if like the church in general would approve of making a deal with
what
this
I'm going
god.
for. Is like, do we have like a doctrine on like not like no false gods kind of thing?
Well, I mean, it's not like like, don't conflate it with real world religion. All the religions in this world acknowledge the existence of other gods. Like, it would be stupid to try to say our god is the only god that exists.
Right. When there's everybody else, yeah.
Yeah, there are definitely other gods than ours. Is that insight?
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Right, that's an 18.
It's an 18. So yeah, I mean, in general, it probably wouldn't be seen as a good move to make a deal with a dark god. But again, you know, the situation is like there's
life or death, you know.
It's life or death. It's end of the universe, quite literally.
That's fair.
Like there are circumstances in which the church acknowledges that, you know, if the risks outweigh the rewards, or the rewards outweigh the risks, there are some times where you have to make a deal with the devil to do the greater good. But it is definitely a gray area.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I turned back, or not I turned back, I'm looking at the entire time, just like staring off into space.
You look dramatically off into the middle distance as you
I like raise the sun sword so it illuminates my face, and you can see all of the little jaw.
Oh, God.
All those B-list celebrity features.
That is a good reminder, and definitely a B-list celebrity. So, I look back at the idol and I turn and I say, if I do this, will my friends and my family be safe?
They will certainly have a greater chance of survival. But time is chaotic, and if you wish to understand its true nature, then your best choice is to work with me.
Oh god, you guys are gonna be so mad at me.
You can see the sarcophagus start to glow very faintly as you seriously consider doing this.
Mm-hmm. I think I take a step forward, and I put my hand out, and I'm like slowly inching it forward, but I stop right before, and I have like a flashback. Like I think I have like a memory of like, I don't know, all the things I was supposed to be learning, of like my father saying that I can't do things alone, and like, you know, of being proposed to. And I take a step back and I say, I can't do this alone. And I go out and find my friends.
Aww.
As at this point, Exothanter is desperately like, no, come talk to the Dark Powers. They are really excellent. And Vasha, with your 20, what was it, like a 20-something, you are like, yeah, he went this way. He went in the opposite direction to which Exothanter led you. And it is at that moment where you see Ember coming around the corner on the far end of the room.
Oh, nice. Baku's gonna be like, no, I'm so sorry. I know that, you know, ancient powers, it sounds great. Oh, hey, Ember!
So Ember looks like white as a sheet. Like, he's limping slightly.
Right, from falling.
Yes.
Landed ass first on a 30-foot drop.
Oh, God.
What do? Roleplay, go!
Ember, are you all right?
Ember looks up at you guys and he's... I think I almost made a terrible decision.
And you're like, babe, that's like your everyday. It's totally fine.
Baku is like, I don't understand. Yeah, how is that different than a normal day?
But he like looks up shakily and he's like, but it also might be our only option. And
okay, talk fast.
Asher's like, no, don't talk fast. Explain carefully and slowly.
Very bad at that.
That's more what I meant.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And he looks at you, Vasha. Do you remember the gods, the ancient gods of this temple?
Pretty hard to forget.
Well, I forgot about them, but
Asher's like nodding, like, yeah, this checks out so far.
Yeah. So when I fell down, I heard a voice calling my name, and it told me that we could save the world together, that we could increase the chances of, not just increase, that there was no way we could save the world without its help. And I went to this room and I talked to it, and it says it can give us the power of divination. and there's a cost, and it won't say what, and I don't know what it is, but I don't know. He looks up at everyone. He goes, I don't know if we can fight this alone.
Escher, like, you can tell, like, his instinct, he's a cleric of Lathander too, and his instinct is like, don't make deals with dark gods. But then, he kind of forces himself to reconsider. He's like, with the power of divination, we could figure out where the cult is, where their headquarters are.
Baku's like, but that cost. Like, I don't like contracts that aren't clear. Open-ended contracts, no.
Exathanter, who is on Team Dark Gods,
is like, no, they're great.
There's any doubt.
He says there are some of the deals that are required of those who make pacts with these creatures are quite steep. But if you are speaking of, it sounds like Kirad, the Star of Secrets, his price is usually not quite as tremendous as others would ask of you.
Ember looks at him.
Give us
So,
an
like,
example?
A voice, an arm, a leg.
He says, I don't remember what Kirad is specifically, but, there are some costs that include growing an extra eye on a certain places of your body. There's one where you lose all your teeth. That's one. You become aghast with one for a time. That's, also, there's one that forces you to grow an extra finger on each hand.
that Baku's like, that one's not so bad. I don't know how many fingers do humans have. I don't know.
I've never bothered looking at your hands.
Ember looks at Exathanter and he says, is there any way to know these costs up front, or do you only find out after you make the deal?
He says, they aren't generally chatty in that particular way, no. They are very old and arcane powers, you must understand.
Of course.
I feel like we were being offered an opportunity here, and we would be fools to turn it down. What chance do we realistically have? We've lost the weapons. We're going to get one back, but it's going to cause more problems than...
Baku was like, that is true. We do not have our shards of the Avatar.
Ember looks very seriously at like everyone. He goes, I can't afford to lose anyone else.
Escher is like hesitating right on the edge of a point, and he says, if you want, I could do it instead.
No.
Listen, I feel like you wrote that off really quickly, but listen,
like, at least think about it.
If one of us is going to be tainted by some dark power or whatever, maybe it's not the one handling the Avatar.
Yeah.
You just got back from...
And I'm not going anywhere. Listen, it doesn't even have to be me. I mean, no one else... I'm not saying anyone else has to volunteer, but, maybe not the one with the giant Earth universe-shaping weapon is the best choice for this.
He does have a point. You are going to be the one wielding it.
Ember looks he's very upset. He's like, I don't like the idea of you taking these risks. I'm the one who takes risks. I'm the one who rushes into
Yeah, and that hasn't worked out for us for a really long time. In case
I'm alive.
Barely. There's been some really close calls there. You have to admit.
Large bruise on my ass, but I am alive.
You just fell 30 feet down a straight chute because you couldn't leave a treasure chest alone.
As you guys are arguing, like, Baku was like sort of thinking like, it would be cool to know the future. Just like to themselves.
I think we have to do this, but I don't like the idea of Escher being the one. I
don't like the idea of you being the one. I mean...
So here's a thought. How about neither of you, and how about me? Baku says.
Head
No
swivel.
beating around the bush.
Everyone stares at the giant nerd like, what?
And there's like a very slow turn to look at you. Like as we're like arguing intently over who's going to do the noble thing.
It's like, you guys are doing that human marriage thing. Still not really sure what that means, but you seemed like you're into it, so that's cool. And I'm a creature that likes knowing what's going to happen, what the next step is, unlike some people who just run into danger first.
Okay, I turned around and I came back.
That is true. I am very proud of you. Good job,
We
Ember.
are extraordinarily proud of your restraint.
Yes.
And Escher kind of considers it for a second. He's like, as a sorcerer, your magic comes from the force of your personality, Baku, so maybe you would have a better chance at controlling whatever the dark gift is.
That is a possibility. Also, as we mentioned, I'm not very comfortable with the idea of the one wielding the Avatar.
Yeah, I agree
Having
with
that cost. And also, Escher did just come back, it feels like.
Yeah.
Escher's like, it's really fine. Like, I can do the noble self-sacrificing thing too. It's okay.
Yeah, you've done that enough.
You
Stop.
can't do it. It's just that
But
we should.
why should you have to? I mean,
Yeah, why should you?
No one should be asking you to do these things.
And Baku's like, no offense, Basha, but you're a teenager. You're like 16, so no, not you.
You're 16, we overrule you.
Exactly. Baku's like, Basha's absolutely out of the question, so that just leaves me.
Escher looks at you very seriously, Baku, and he says, even no matter what the price to pay is, you sure you can do this?
I am never sure of anything, but I am as close to sure as I can be about this. It seems the best route.
Escher seems satisfied, more or less, and he looks at everyone else.
Baku, not Baku, I'm sorry. Ember steps up to Baku and like clasps their arm and like looks at him really serious. He goes, "You don't have to do this, you know."
You're right, I don't. So I can go home now, I can go back to my clan, and of course I don't have to. I'm doing this because I want to.
Escher hugs you.
Oh.
Escher's a huggy
Get in.
bear.
Yeah.
No.
So at first, like, Baku's just like, oh, that's
Bear.
happening. Okay,
Huggy
hug
bear.
back.
He's a twink. He is
I was
definitely
gonna
not
say
a
he's a huggy twink.
Yeah, so Baku hugs them back and it's like, okay, pat, pat, pat.
Ember looks at me and says, "This means more to me than you could possibly imagine for you to take this risk, and I will be there by your side. I promise you, together we will fight this thing."
Everyone in this group has to take some sort of risk to save the world.
Escher kind of takes a breath and nods, and then he looks at you and Ember. He says, "All right, which one is it?"
Ember looks confused.
He already forgot where he is. Okay, Basha, can you track his footprints, please?
Yeah. He came from this way.
Okay, great.
It was a traumatic experience.
I mean, you were in a kind of a daze. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Vasha, you lead the way. It's not that far. It's only like 50 feet.
Yeah.
You just follow the shaky little steps in the dust or whatever, and you lead them back to this small room with the 2 sarcophagus and the one that was smashed open, or smashed inside. From within? Who knows? The west sarcophagus is glowing a faint, a sort of unearthly blue-black.
Nice. Very aesthetic.
And as you are appraising it and determining it is #aesthetic, Baku, you hear, Bakunawa, heir to the Guardian.
What? I'm sorry, what? Air? Baku looks around like, whoa, okay.
And the first guess, he's talking about your mother, who is the Guardian of the Avatar. She briefly described her title to you.
That's right. Baku's like, that's an interesting title, but yep, that's me, Bakunawa.
You are aware of the gift that I offer.
Yep, Ember did mention it had something to do with the future. Baku is sort of nodding So, have you done this before? Given your essence to anybody?
I have given gifts in the past, but this is a deal that I offer uniquely. I will put myself into you, what remains of my being into you, so that the gift will be permanent.
Oh, it'll be permanent, I see. And, who was the last person that you helped out?
It was many eons ago, past from memory and from time.
Lost from memory and time. What did you ask of them, by the way? Just curious.
It doesn't answer.
Okay, of course not.
What happened with the one that's all busted up?
He says, the power within it doesn't answer for a while. You can see it glow as if it's using its own power of divination. And then it finally answers, that essence, no. Once and will always reside within Strahd von Zarovich.
Okay. So that one's gone. There's just the one.
Well, no, there's 2, technically. The
No,
one,
there's
the
2.
one behind you just isn't
2.
interested in making a deal, it seems like.
Right.
Although you can if you want to.
That's true. Right, exactly. So Baku's like, maybe we should talk to the other ones. Like, Exvanter really thinks that they're cool.
Exathanter is in the background like, yes, they are extremely cool.
Exactly. He thinks the old guy thinks they're cool. I think we should go talk to them and come back.
You want to talk? Again, there's like 20 in
Wait,
in
So
this
many,
whole
and
temple.
also, like, didn't Expander say this one had the lowest price?
That is true. It's
Not
a discount
lowest
deal.
price.
Like mechanically,
50% off.
mechanically, like they have this really long list of like all the sarcophaguses and what the powers they give you are and what the prices are for those powers. And some of them are super gnarly, and this one is not that bad, is what I'm saying.
It's not that bad. Okay, well,
I feel like we
Baku-
should just take it.
yeah, Baku shrugs. It's like, well,
I'm not doing it, but
this is probably the most reckless thing I've ever done in my life. Thanks, Ember. So, yep, all right.
So Baku, you lift your hand. You have like this understanding to accept the gift. You have to press your hand against the
Right,
sarcophagus.
exactly. So Baku's gonna like touch it and like touch the claws a little bit, like, ugh.
You press your hand into the surface, and you feel, it's not like a pleasant feeling. In fact, I need you to roll a charisma saving throw for me.
Fun.
Okay. It's going to be gross. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll see.
oh hey, remember to add the +3 from me.
Oh, okay.
So that is 26. So yeah, you
26,
only.
yeah.
So normally this would be a really big nasty hit, but it is only going to do half damage to you. You take 7 points of necrotic damage. It hurts, but you get the feeling it doesn't hurt as much as it could. Baku, you can now cast the spell Scrying at will without using a spell slot.
Ooh. All right, cool.
It counts as an action, but that is the only limitation to it. You can cast it as many times as you want. I believe, because it was given to you by this all powerful entity. The person being scryed upon, they automatically fail any wisdom saving throw.
Should I put it under... Where should I put it? Under cantrips? Under special section?
I mean, I guess technically you could put it under cantrips since you're not going to be using a spell slot whenever you use it.
Right, okay. Scrying. Okie dokie.
And when you open your mouth to tell them this, you discover what the price is. The price is you cannot speak above a whisper, Baku.
Oh fuck.
Wow, this is interesting.
I was just like, oh, that's creepy.
Oh, great.
I think we don't know what's going on. Everyone like turns. He's like, "What? Speak up! No one can hear you."
Yeah, this is about as much as I can do, sorry.
What?
Okay. Well, shit.
And Baku, in addition to this, you feel like the glow within the sarcophagus that you touched has extinguished itself, and you get the sensation that what was once inside, trapped in it, is now within you, which is, it doesn't strike you as a great thing, but, it makes the gift permanent instead of temporary, which is how these things usually work.
Well, I mean, out of character, Baku still has message, so if you guys get like, really, really creeped out, they could just, mind chat with you.
I don't know that that's less creepy, but yeah.
So Baku can send out a message like, hey guys, I can only whisper now, apparently.
I guess in the scheme of things, it's really not that bad.
True.
Asher's like, it is creepy, though. It is definitely creepy.
It is creepy.
Baku nods like,
It is pretty creepy.
Exathanter's in the back like,
like,
he's
yeah.
so excited.
So cheerful.
He's the most affable, evil-aligned creature you've ever met.
Right. This like old evil dude, like, yeah, you made a deal with a dark creature. I'm so proud and happy.
Ember asked Baku, because I guess we don't know what you got. He goes, so did it work? Do you have the ability to see the future?
You sure do. Technically, you have the ability to see anything within a scrying spell. I'll read off the description super quick. You can see and hear a particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. The target must make a wisdom saving throw, but they automatically fail all wisdom saving throws because of the nature of this gift. Which is modified by how well you know the target and the sort of blah, blah, blah. They always fail. You don't have to worry about that.
Right. So Baku's going to try to impart that either in whisper or in message, whatever. It's really creepy for everyone involved. Baku doesn't seem to mind. They're like, oh, rabbits will be fine with it.
On a failed save, the spell creates an invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target. You can see and hear through the sensor as if you were there. The sensor moves at the target, remaining within 10 feet of it for the duration. A creature that can see invisible objects sees the sensor, this luminous orb.
So we should try to find Varain now.
You can also do that with you can choose a location you have seen before as the target as a spell as well. You don't have to pick a person, you can pick a target.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have seen it before. But yes, you can target Varain with this spell.
Interesting.
We should do that right now.
Right now.
Right now, there are 50-50 odds that he is at the cultist temple. Because, you did send the invisible stalker back to lead him
Right, exactly.
back to you. And Baku, I am also, since this entity has been put into you, I am going to say that once you get to know it a little better after a couple days, you will be able to ask this creature direct questions about the past, present, and future. And it will be able to answer you. I'll probably put, there's nothing in the text about this. I'll probably put some limitations on it. You need a little while to attune to it.
Right.
You've got like a traveling companion now.
Oh.
No.
Inside of you. Gross.
One new party member.
Wait, what's its name? Now I'm gonna remember the name.
Wrote it down. Kirad.
Okay. There we go.
Kirad of the Secret Star.
Mm-hmm. Kiraku is our joint name. No, I'm just kidding.
The ship name is Kiraku.
We're gonna talk in plural now.
We are using the royal we.
That would be so annoying. That would be really
doing
That'd be so annoying.
It's like, we think that you should probably sit down and not do anything. Ember, stop being so impulsive.
Exithanter is like, would you like to meet all of the other powers in this temple?
Not right now.
One is great, but thank you so much. We really do appreciate your assistance.
The powers that can be gleaned from within this place are tremendous. There's one where it gives you the power to shield your mind from evil. There's another one where it gives you the power of flight. That one's fun. There's one where you can wield the power of cold. And Escher's like, hang on. Shield your mind from evil?
No. No. Let's go. We should
he
go.
Says, hang on! And then he turns back to Exit and just like, what does that mean? Shield your mind from evil.
Oh, God.
We've already made a deal. Why do somebody else need a deal?
Let me look up what this spell does again.
Damn it. No more deals with
Finally, Ember is the one with the reason. He's like, no.
I think the key here is that Ember does not like it when Escher does stupid things. It's
right.
only
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm the idiot one. There can only be one in this relationship. I'm the idiot.
Like most people, like many drunks, it's only fun when you're the one doing stupid.
Okay. Exithanter says, oh yes, that would be Savnok the Inscrutable. It gives you the power to shield your mind. And he goes on to describe what you know, Baku, as the spell Mind Blank. Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is immune to psychic damage, any effect that would sense its emotions or read its thoughts, divination spells, and the charmed condition. The spell even foils spells with effects similar that would control a target's mind or gain information about the target.
Ooh, wish spells. Even foils wish spells. Okay.
That sounds so nice, and thank you so much for joining us. Ember's like grabbing Escher's arm.
Escher yanks his hand back and he says, Ember, never again.
Oh no.
Oh.
I don't want it to happen ever again.
I hear you. I do hear you, babe. I
don't think you understand, though. I spent 50 years under his control. Do you understand? 50 years wasted, imprisoned,
what risk, what
raped.
Cost? We have to do this. We have to.
I have to do this.
You don't.
He turns back to Exithanter defiantly. He says, "Where is it?"
The cost.
What's the cost?
Exithanter says, "I don't really remember. There's a lot of them to keep straight."
It's definitely worse than whispering. I can guarantee.
There are other ways to do this.
Name one.
There are other things we can try. There are other
Think of
options.
some then! Because from where I'm standing, everything...
Will be here. This will still be here after we come back.
It won't matter after we come back. The world is going to be saved. You saw Varain has some sort of power to mind control things. You saw him dominate What's-His-Face. What if he does it to me? I don't want it to happen ever again.
I won't let it happen to you.
You can't guarantee that.
I will. I promise. On Lathander's name.
Lathander is a baby.
Well, not for much longer, but...
I wonder if Baku can, like, see the future of, like, can he actually do that? I don't think you can, Ember.
You have to believe... Ember steps forward, he looks at me, he goes, you have to believe in something. You have to believe in us.
Don't give me that bullshit, Ember. My love for you didn't save me the first or the second time that it happened to me.
But you can't just take risks like this. You can't just keep...
You can.
I didn't today.
But you're going to have to with the Onvatar. How is it different?
It's different because it's for saving the world. Because I'm doing it for the world. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for our future.
So because I don't want to be mind-controlled or raped again, that makes it worse?
I'm just saying you don't have to do this now. And the risk is too great.
I'm with Escher on this one.
Ember turns around and he goes, you stay the fuck out of this.
Oh!
Exithander is like baking popcorn in the background.
Like, no drama.
Escher says, well, you know what? It's not your choice to make. This is my choice. This is my body, and I'm never letting anyone have control of it again. And he turns to Exithander and he says, where is it? Exithander's like, oh, he kind of gives a start. He says, well, if you're very curious, I can take you there, certainly.
Ember looks at him and he says, if you do this, I don't know if I can... And he looks away.
He says, what, Ember?
I don't know if I can be with someone who doesn't trust our future together.
You are so self-centered, Ember Tremaine. It's unbelievable sometimes.
I'm concerned about you. And
if you were concerned about me, you would help me. You would help me. Do you understand? Do you not understand that this is my biggest fear? That I still have nightmares about this?
I understand this is your... You know I understand that. You know that I've been with you the entire time.
And you understand that if you sit here and try to guilt-trip me out of this, that I'm going to resent you for the rest of my life for it?
You're going to make a mistake. You're going to lose something that you can't give back.
You don't know what the cost is, but I know what the reward is, and I'd give anything for it.
Including your life.
Why would it give you protection from your mind just to take away your life? That doesn't make sense.
We don't know, and that's the problem. We don't...
Yes.
We've made these choices, take these risks for the sake of the world, but we don't know the risks, and I'm asking you, I'm begging you not to take this risk.
Escher stares at you, Ember, very seriously, and he says, if it ever happens again, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be the same person afterwards. Like, I've managed to power through these last 2 times, but every single time it is like a rip in my soul, and you are sitting here telling me, no, your well-being, your mental facilities aren't important. Are you even trying to understand how it sounds to me?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the risk is too great, and I'm begging you not to take it. That's what I'm saying. I'm begging the man I'm going to marry not to take a risk, not to endanger our future. That's what I'm asking. Is that too much?
Escher thinks about it for a really long time. Yeah, I think it is. And then he follows Exithander outside.
Ember walks out of the temple.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Alright, that was interesting.
Drama!
I know, right?
I'm following after Escher because I do, as much as I support him, I do want him to actually find out what the stipulations are.
Right, exactly.
Also, I don't want to get punched by Ember.
So Exithander is looking quite nervous, like he just saw some shit go down, and he doesn't have any of the context for it. He leads all of them to a sealed door, which he opens with the name Maverus, the password Maverus. The door slides open, the sarcophagus right across from the door. is the one that he points out, and Escher steps toward it. And is then who Baku? Where are you? Who did you follow?
Baku teleported back to their mom. No, I'm just kidding. It's like, anyway, bye guys. Probably followed after Escher because they are also very concerned.
Okay, but Ember, you are alone. So let's settle your thing because you're alone first. You walk out of the temple. Where do you go? Well, as soon as you're outside the temple, there's nothing left in this place to hinder you. Not really.
I think that's fair. Did we brought like horses or a carriage, something like that, right?
Yeah, you took a carriage up here.
I think I'm gonna take a horse for a ride.
You're just gonna fucking leave.
I mean, I'm not going like forever, but like he's furious. Like he's absolutely furious and concerned and doesn't know how to handle it, and he's gonna try. Like he's not gonna like leave for like forever, but he's gonna like take like a hard gallop.
All right. So Ember
Gallop around the temple.
Ember leaves then. So the rest of the party, you are gathered in a similar room, except this one doesn't have a smashed one. And Exithanter gestures to the northern sarcophagus, and he says, this contains the remnants of Savnok the Inscrutable. He will shield your mind from any evil, and one of the ones in this room involves skeletal wings. I don't remember which one, though.
Okay.
Escher hesitantly steps forward. Like this is something that he wants more than anything, but also he's reasonably nervous.
Yeah.
And he kind of like knocks on the sarcophagus, like, hello.
I thought touching them is what activates them.
Well, it has to be like a deliberate thing, you know.
Okay.
He knocks on it, and the sarcophagus glows slightly, and you can see him staring at it, and you can tell that there's like some conversation that I don't have to do because none of you can hear it anyway.
Great.
He pulls back and he looks a little nervous. He looks back at the two of you, and he says, "Did I just break off my engagement?"
Unsure.
Jury's still out on that one.
I'm sure we can convince him to take you back.
We might. I don't know.
Escher looks back. Escher looks back at it and he says, "Ember was the first choice of free will that I ever made. And if he can understand why that's important to me, then maybe I should call it off." And he puts his hand against the sarcophagus. And you don't see anything happen for a minute. And when he turns back around, it seems like his eyes have melted out of his sockets.
Oh, Jesus!
And he looks at you and he says, okay, I think, did I do it? Is that it?
What the fuck?
What?
Baku's like,
She's like, what? What's wrong? What's wrong? He's looking down at himself, frantically patting.
Shit.
Your
eyes?
My eyes? And he reaches up and touches them, and like, obviously they don't hurt. Like, he's touching them. He's like, where'd they go? Oh shit, I can still see.
That's good.
He says, all right, well, this is a look. I mean...
Yeah, that's one way of thinking of it.
Pretty damn intimidating. Shit.
Exithanter's like, oh, yes, the other one was the wings. This one is the eyes.
Thanks, buddy.
Sorry, it's been a while.
We should definitely do something about that before we go try to find Ember.
It's just like, oh, I know. And he casts Thaumaturgy, and he replaces his melted out eye sockets with just glowing golden orbs.
Okay.
It's a cantrip, so he can just keep it up forever.
Right, exactly. Forever.
It's just there. No, it's a real look.
It's an improvement.
He's like, all right, now we can get out of here. I mean, unless one of y'all really wants to make another deal, but I feel like 2 is probably pushing our luck.
Not really.
Exithanter's like, there's one that gives you the power to spider climb.
No, I'm good.
Baku's already like, nope, I'm leaving.
There's one that can give you the power to fly. Wait.
Nope. Thank you, buddy.
So
sorry, we'll be back. Maybe never.
So Escher's like, Like you can tell, like he's got these glowing golden eye socket, glowing golden orbs in his eyes, rather than eyes. He's heading up and he says, "Yeah, I can fucking feel the magic. God, this is so nice. It is so. I can't explain to you how good this is. I want to keep this forever."
I think you probably can.
I mean, he has an understanding, like it's not like yours, Baku. Like the creature doesn't exist within me. He just gave me the gift, so it won't. It's not permanent, but it is. Like I can feel like it'll last for a good while, which is really really good. Oh, that's so good. He looks so relieved. Like he is almost physically shaking with how relieved he is.
Oh.
It is at this point that he heads up, and you all head out of the Ember Temple, and you realize that there is one fewer horse. And the relief on Escher's face kind of melts away.
Oh dear.
Baku, can you fly up and see if you can get a view?
I could try, yes.
Don't hurt your vocal cords trying to shout down at us.
Baku
you
just
can
sort
use
of
your
rolls
message.
her eyes like, I can just message you.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna fly up and see what view they can get of the land, I guess.
Roll a. I guess this would be a perception check.
Guys, I see trees.
Oh, good.
So far as you can tell, Baku, Ember's just gone.
Yep. So they're gonna message down and be like, I don't see him.
Okay, I'm gonna look around for tracks and stuff.
Yep. Come back down. Fly back down. Like.
Escher is kind of realizing, like, maybe he's just gone. Maybe he just left.
That would be stupid.
That would be extreme. I don't think that's the case.
Baku's like, yeah, I also doubt that.
God, you guys can't roll for shit today.
No,
What are
really
we called? What are we called?
But wait, is this in a mountainous region? What kind of region are we in?
The Ember Temple? I think it's on a mountain.
Because if it's mountain or
like
forest, I have
Built
have
into a
advantage.
mountain? Hang on, let me... yeah, the extreme cold effects are up here. So yeah, you are on a mountain.
Okay, cool. I have advantage then.
So you can roll again. Thank God.
Yay!
Yeah,
Baku
look,
flies up. Is like, well, there's trees. Next, Elf, you're up.
Yeah, that's better.
There we
Easy
go.
20.
There we go.
Yeah, there you can follow the tracks in the snow. Escher seems kind of reluctant to do so. He's thinking that maybe Ember is so mad at him that he just left forever. It wouldn't be the
Hey.
first time that shit has happened to him, so...
Absolutely not, Escher.
Baku.
Ember.
Baku, you stay here. I'll go after Ember.
Sounds like a plan.
Escher's like, I should probably stay here too. I don't think he wants to see me.
That could be a good idea.
I'll be back.
we're whispery, Baku.
I know.
It's really cold out here, so Escher kind of piles Baku into the back of the carriage. It has a little warm flap thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, that makes sense.
you
Yeah.
can keep warm in there. And Vasha, it does not take you long to follow the tracks left by the horse. And I imagine, like, you hadn't been intentionally trying to get yourself... I don't know, maybe you were. What was your intent when you...
Yeah, so I'm gonna say, so I think I like went like maybe a mile or two, and then I dismounted, and I'm pretty sure I've got my sword out, and I'm just hacking at a tree.
Oh, poor tree.
All right, Vasha, you find Ember hacking uselessly at a tree that did nothing to deserve this kind of treatment. And because it is the sun sword, he's like burning into it too. Only you can prevent forest fires, Vasha.
Ember.
Ember does not hear you.
Ember!
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near Ember right away, but I don't know, can I just pick up a rock and like flick it at his shoulder?
Or, knock
hit
an
him.
arrow and... Yeah, okay.
No, I'm not going to shoot him.
Hit him.
No, shoot the tree.
Oh yes, inflict more damage on the poor tree.
It's already burning.
Look, the tree is gone, friends.
The tree has a wife and children.
The tree is that post from Men in Tights where it's been whittled down to a kindling.
Yeah, it's just stop grieving for it. It's gone.
Anyway,
It
RP.
abandoned its family. Come on.
Yeah, I guess I am just gonna knock an arrow and just like shoot it straight into the tree right next to him.
Okay.
Does that get your attention?
Are you like? I think I whirl around, like sword in hand, and my chest is heaving, and I'm just like, "What are you doing here?"
Coming after you.
Turns back around and starts hacking at the tree again. I don't see why.
I'm gonna go back.
Because we're friends and a team.
Ember's like, oh yeah! Shit, I forgot about that.
I think so. I like turn around and like my chest is heaving and I just like look like pathetic. You know, I mean, I'm still like not at full strength yet either. So
Yeah, you are at full strength.
I'm not, but
You're not really.
yeah, I'm really not. But I'm strong enough now. It's not big, not a big thing at all. He like I think he just like looks at you and then just like he like sits down and like puts his hand over his eyes and just like
Yeah.
doesn't say anything.
I at least lower my bow and walk over
I just
cautiously.
pointed your bow at me the whole time.
There was no arrow there. No arrow there, but you know, I'm not taking chances against this sword. Are you kidding me?
I wasn't gonna hurt you. It's just trees.
We don't exactly have a great history of not hitting each other. Sorry for taking a little bit of insurance there.
You hit me. I never hit you.
I cannot believe this is what you guys are choosing to RP about.
Right. It's great though. It's cathartic for them. Shh.
I go over and I just sit next to him. You know, we all make choices. We have to let people decide what they want to do. It's an awful thing, but it's also good. I mean, he'll never be mind controlled again. I mean, it's...
You risk that over everything.
No good news. Turns out it only took his eyes. That's fine.
He has no idea. Are you going to tell him, Basha?
I'm not letting him walk into that.
He looks up at you shakily and he goes, "Is he alive?"
He is.
Well, good for him, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Basha's like,
You know, he's alive. The price was not as bad as it could have been, but he's okay. And he will be okay.
Well, he can be okay on his own.
oh dear.
The drama.
Are you really sure you want to give him up over this?
Too bad I can't use my scrying to like listen in on this conversation.
You can if you want to, Baku.
Oh my god.
It's a cantrip.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay.
What they don't know won't hurt them.
Ridiculous.
Baku's like, I'm gonna see if I can listen in on them.
I just like keep me updated. He's like pressing himself up against your shoulder, like tell me everything that happens.
All right, so there we go. We're gonna cast scrying, I
Okay.
guess.
You cast
See what
scrying. Do you
they're
want, for the sake of technicality, do you want it to be on Vasha or Ember?
Let's say Ember.
Sure.
Okay. So there is an invisible sensor on you, Ember. You cannot see it. You do not know it's there.
Yeah, no, it's there either. Yeah. Okay.
And you hear at the tail end of Vasha's question. Do you really want to give him up over this?
You're going to fight. It's going to happen. You are headstrong and stupid. You're going to fight about stuff. He is headstrong too. It's
Normally you fight about dishes. Your vegetable garden.
and you never want to fight about that ever again. You never want to Val was going to say see him roll his eyes about things.
Oh no!
Never gonna see that again either.
So Vasha just kind
The player stops like,
awkwardly.
wait. He I mean, you can technically, but it'd be weirder.
I don't even know because I haven't even asked about it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. No, I just
Like, you never want to, and then Basha just trails off.
Like, Ember looks at him seriously and he goes, I'm used to being the one who takes risks. And I take risks for other people. But if he won't even if he's willing to give up his life and not even consider the risk to us, our future together, how could I be with someone like that? What other risks would he take? Who else would he endanger for this?
I don't think he would ever put anyone else in danger. And I think if you think that, you don't understand him as well as you think you do.
Clearly I don't. But I don't think I can do this.
Baku makes a face at this, like, uh-oh.
I don't think you should make any hasty decisions. We have so much still to do. We still don't know if any of us will make it through this. Can you at least wait?
Well, today the person who almost didn't make this through this was the man I'm supposed to marry. I won't make any decisions, but I can't.
It very narrowly avoided being you who made that decision. You almost made a deal that you didn't know how it would go. You rushed off without thinking about the rest of the party.
I did not do that. I did not. I changed my mind. And I changed it because of being with Escher, being with you as a group. If he isn't there, and I just don't know if I can do it. Ember looks at you and goes, I'm not saying I've made a final decision, but things are not okay. Things can't just be okay after what just happened.
Well, that's objectively true, but
I have work to do, and I will get the work done. But
At least your boyfriend is alive.
Yeah, I'm not playing that card.
Yeah, I was
I'm
like,
not playing that card.
That's out of character. I'm just pointing out that, one of you has a boyfriend that's alive and one of you doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
unpleasant.
So is the fact that Val, the player, knows that the Lifebinder isn't a thing anymore. How are we getting Kostya back? We don't know. We don't know if we are.
I mean, Escher's an up-and-coming cleric. Soon he'll be able to cast True Resurrection.
Ooh.
Yeah, that is a hope.
Back to the drama.
Popcorn. Are you relaying this conversation to Escher, by the way, Baku? Or are you selectively leaving parts out?
You should definitely not relay this conversation to Escher.
Baku just is like, at the parts where like Ember is like, I don't know if I can do this. It's just kind of like putting an arm around Escher, like, oh.
So Escher,
He's still mad.
so Escher, not having eyes, can't really cry anymore. But the thaumaturgy that he's cast over his eyes, you can tell that there are lines of golden falling down his face, and he's really not okay.
Aww. Lusha's trying their best to make him be less idiotic. You know how he is.
Escher says, "I know how he is."
Anything else, Basha? Back to you guys.
We have to go back. And you have to accept that you're not the only one who can risk or will risk anything in this fight. I understand where you're coming from, but I also see where he's coming from. And I have been controlled once as well, and I can't imagine having gone through it for nearly as long as he did.
I understand the decision, but I don't think I can accept it in the context of... Ember just stands up and he goes, let's go back. We have work to do.
Okay.
Spill that tea. Spill that tea. I'm full of drama. I had a whole fight planned. I don't know if we have time to get to it. Are any of you doing anything important tomorrow? Like, we have time for it if we stay up a little later, is what I'm saying. But if you got stuff to do tomorrow, that's fine. We can just postpone the fight.
Yeah, I could stay up a little later.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Okay.
I do tell Ember about the glowy eyes thing.
Eventually good.
I neglect to mention that it's because the eyes melted away. I make it sound like it's just, yeah,
It's a
he
fun
has
little
glowy
feature.
eyes
Now he
now.
has gold eyes, yeah. Fun little trip.
Good for him. Ember's like not engaging. Like,
Yep. It's fine. My only point was just that he didn't freak out.
Mm-hmm.
so I think Ember gets back on the horse and he goes, Vasha, you want to ride back?
Yeah. I brought the other horse with me. Did
No,
I
did
not?
you? Okay.
Did I not say that? I wasn't going after you on horse.
Fair enough.
Are you kidding me?
I may be
You
an
had
elf,
enough
but
of a
I'm not a
lead.
super elf. I'm not a super Saiyan elf. I don't know.
So you get back to the carriage. They're in the back underneath the canvas. You imagine. Who does what? I imagine. You both hitch your horses up to the front of the carriage again. And then who wants to drive and who wants to go into the back?
So Ember dismounts and he looks briefly at Ember and he goes, glad to see you're still alive, like non-committally, and then goes about hitching the horses up to the carriage.
Escher is silent for a minute. And he says, same. Escher is staring down at his engagement ring and like twirling it around his finger. Like you can tell he wants to take it off, but he just can't bring himself to do it. And eventually he just puts his hands into his lap.
Baku puts a rabbit on top of those hands.
No.
Escher hugs the rabbit.
Like, this is the one that likes you, Hugo.
bunny. I think that Ember should probably drive us back. I can sit up with you if you want. But just
Ember
judging by the tension.
Baku's like, I could also sit next to you. You know, small voice.
I mean, actually, that's a good point. Do you fit inside the carriage?
Baku can fit inside the carriage with one other player character. Two might be pushing it.
Yeah, exactly. You'd have to be like right up against them.
You have to be real good friends.
Mm-hmm. So I think probably because Vasha did all of that emotional thing. Give them a break. And then Baku can sit outside. It's like, doo-doo-doo.
Escher grabs you before you leave. He says, Baku, wait. Can you leave
Yes.
the rabbits here?
Baku was like, yes, of course, that's fine. Dumps all the other rabbits on him.
Yes!
Here, take all of them. Take all
Escher
of
just lies down and just puts all the bunnies on top of him. Like, yes!
Oh.
Take away the emotional pain, bunnies!
Baku's like, yeah, okay, that was interesting, and like goes and sits next to Ember.
Which is probably good because I doubt Ember could navigate back to Argynvost on his own.
Right. And be like, hey, that's a cliff, and yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
did we ever have a map? I think we had a map at one point. We probably did.
I don't know. It's like, what kind of check is that? My int's still pretty high.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just used to making fun of Ember for being stupid is all. But yeah, so you rattle off toward Argynvost. Does anyone want to do any RP on the way there?
I just did a pretty good chunk.
I know you did. That was,
Escher
that
is,
was really emotional.
Escher is in the back with you, playing exclusively with bunnies and not talking about anything.
Right, exactly. Not talking about anything.
That's okay.
What's the weather like outside while we're driving
It's
back?
cold as fuck.
It is cold as fuck. Okay.
It's getting warmer the farther down the mountain you go, though.
Okay, yeah. So I'm assuming that Baku is giving directions like, no, don't, nope, turn, nope, go the other way.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it is worth noting that the last time we came here, or left here, we left in Strahd's carriage, so
That's true.
we didn't really need to navigate.
Mm.
Well, we navigated our way out there.
Yeah.
That's true. But still, getting straight from there to Argynvost, it's fine. RP.
Yeah, and I don't want to RP. I don't want to RP and whisper. So
Rosie's just excited. She's going to talk for most of this.
That's exactly. Listen, my jaw is still swollen.
right,
I am
exactly.
exhausted.
After-
I can't believe I started this fight. This is so
Oh my God.
exhausting.
Not in whisper, no.
Conversation. Ember's going to stoically stare ahead,
Right.
shivering slightly.
I was hoping it was gonna be like snowing or raining, so like Baku could like use their wings to shelter him. But
It could be
Aw.
snowing
Never
a little
mind.
bit, yeah.
okay, there we go.
Or not like
Baku's
not
going
like
to,
snow, but like snowdrift from the wind off the mountain.
Right, so Baku's going to like keep it out of his face with a wing.
Oh,
That's cute. I like
Yeah.
that.
Just a little wing over the little paladin.
like,
Kind of like windshield wipers, except you know.
Ember looks over and he says thank you very quietly.
You're welcome. Baku, like, sort of, like, just... This whispering thing is very weird.
Out of character. You can say a message too.
I know, right?
Then you don't have to do the ASMR thing.
I know, right?
But the ASMR is the best part.
I know, that's
It is
exclusively
really
what...
cool.
I was like, that is exclusively what the player character listens to on YouTube. Anyway. Yeah, so there's just a wing over you, you know, keeping the snow, a little snow out of your... It's like, yeah, don't... That was really open.
Ember looks over at Baku and he goes, I don't think I had a chance to thank you properly for what you did back there. That was very noble of you.
It was really more practical, but okay, I'll take noble. Thank you. You're welcome. Baku's like, what? Noble? No, practicality. That's what I like.
I just wanted to see the future.
Exactly.
Ember just looks at you and goes, I think Bahamut would be proud.
Baku sort of beams and is like, that's a good thought.
Tiamat definitely wouldn't have.
I don't know. I think Tiamat might be more.
Tiamat
Okay,
like,
with you
would
making
like
a
it for different
deal.
reasons, yeah.
Yeah, for different
Yeah.
reasons, exactly.
Yeah. Bahamut
Baku's
would
just
like
like,
you for the selflessness, and
Yeah.
Tiamat would be all like, "Yay, making deals with evil things."
Right.
Not evil, just I don't know.
Not good either.
Right, exactly. Not good either, yeah. Yep.
Okay, Ember's just gonna keep driving.
Yeah, exactly. Baku's like, I'll let you have your silence because I already listened to your conversation. But they don't say that.
That's good. Ember will be very
Escher's in the back just soaking up that bun therapy.
Right. I'm gonna say Flopsy in particular really likes Escher and is just like curled up in the other one, giving the butt like, don't touch me anymore, we're done.
I tentatively stroke the ears of one of them that seems amenable.
Yeah, they kind of twitch and like look at you like, food? Where? And start like searching you like, where is the carrot? Where is food?
Escher does have like a small stash of rabbit food on him at all times, specifically
Of
for
course.
this reason.
This is why that one likes him.
Yep, that's 100% true. So if you don't want to RP Vasha, like Escher is definitely not going to volunteer anything. He is getting
Yeah.
his bun therapy.
Right, exactly.
How are you holding up?
I'm dying inside. Thanks for asking.
Everything is not good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it sucks.
But I don't know. I hope that both of you will just, I don't know, press pause or something on this whole thing.
Well, apparently I don't have the nerve to break up with him, so he's probably gonna have to break it off with me if he wants to end it, and it seems like he does. It seems like he doesn't quite understand why this is so important to me, but you know, that's fine. You know, he didn't go through what I went through. You know, experiences are different, and he doesn't understand the psychological trauma of 50 years being imprisoned and raped. So, you know, he doesn't have to.
He's afraid of losing you. It doesn't justify anything that he said.
Says,
but-
no, it's fine. Like, you know, I can understand the fear. I had hoped that he would understand my fear, which I don't think he does. But that's okay. You know, like I said, experiences are different, and that's what makes us human. It's fine. He'll probably break up with me at some point, and then I'll go back to... Actually, I don't know. I don't have anything to go back to. I guess I'll just do something else.
You'll always be welcome at my fire, no matter what happens.
I don't know if I could live with elves, man. Nothing personal. Like, I was a vampire for 50 years. I have a weird, like, lingering appreciation for, like, raw meat now. It's not important.
I'm not a vegetarian, you know.
I thought elves were vegetarians. Or is that a stereotype? That was probably a stereotype.
That's a stereotype.
Yeah.
It's a little racist,
Nope,
yeah.
That's a little racist, yeah.
It's the microaggressions that you just need to get out. You know? He says,
Esther's like, oh, of course it's racist.
I don't know, maybe. We'll see what happens when he breaks up
Yeah,
with me, probably.
You're the one who's always telling me to have hope. And I know it's hard, but I don't want either of you to give up on the other.
I could never give up on him.
Oh.
And then he puts Flopsy over his face so he doesn't have to look
Exactly.
anymore.
Yep, that's okay.
Escher's done.
She just sort of like nestles there, like, I like this, comfortable, and like digs her claws into the face.
It's just like, worth it. Alright, so you make it to Argynvostholt. By then it is about sundown. You can probably use Scrying Baku to determine where specifically Varane is right now and how far out he seems to be from wherever you are.
That seems like a good idea. So, yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Once they arrive.
You step, you climb off the carriage and you cast Scrying. And by now, I'll just give a brief description of what Baku looks like when they're scrying. The eyes, they don't like fog over, but they do kind of, stare sightlessly into the middle distance for a couple seconds. And he doesn't, and they don't move. And you can tell that they're looking, their eyes dart, the pupils dart around at things that aren't there, and you can tell that they're looking through a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And Baku, what you see is Varane with a long black hooded cloak, riding a horse, following following something invisible, which is a track in the dust. Because the scrying orb is invisible, it can see invisible things. And you can see the outline of the invisible stalker that attacked you. It turns its head and it immediately looks directly into the scrying orb because it is invisible. It can see invisible things. But, it made a promise that it wouldn't out you. So it just kind of stares into the scrying orb and then turns forward silently again. And you can tell that he is on the old Svalich Road now. He is in Barovia, although you think he is closer to the village of Barovia than anything else. So he's got a couple days travel ahead of him.
All right. So Baku's going to come back into themselves and be like, well, he's close.
Ish.
How long? So are we at Argynvostholt yet?
Yes, you are just outside Argynvostholt.
Okay, so would we have taken a short rest or something along those time?
Yeah, he's at least a couple days out according to Baku, so you've got time to take a long rest.
Okay.
Yeah, Baku's like, just got to River, yeah, we have time. We can rest. Yeah.
Escher climbs out and doing his best to pretend everything is normal and fine. He says, I've been thinking about it, and I think the best place, tactically, to lead him to would be the chapel inside Argynvostholt. Because it's got multiple exits to both other places inside and outside as well if we need to make a hasty escape. And also, it's a temple to Lathander, so we've got a paladin and a cleric with us who can tap into that. That's good mojo.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Baku's like, yep, give me my rabbits back.
It's just like, I don't want to move Flopsy. She likes my head.
Oh, you're right. Okay, you can. Yeah, that's right. She likes you better anyway. That's fine. You can keep her for now.
Yay.
And they go into the carriage. It's like, all right, who pooped everywhere?
Probably one of the 80 rabbits or whatever, however many you have.
That one and 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 that one. Oh yeah, and that one.
They pick up Peter Rabbit and is like, was it you? And they just kind of grunt at them and that's what I thought.
Escher puts Flopsy on his head.
So you have one rabbit and they take the other two and put them back into the bag.
I thought you had 4, wasn't it? Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter Rabbit, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. There we go.
No,
3.
4.
The other 3.
Okay, so yeah, you head back into Argynvostholt. It is Baku's never been here, so I'm going to read off Baku the official, which is the close description of the building.
Baku's like, yeah.
Argynvostholt. High above the river valley juts a quiet promontory upon which looms a sepulchral mansion, its turrets capped with fairy tale cones, its towers lined with sculpted battlements. A third of the structure has collapsed, as has part of the roof, but the rest appears intact. A dark octagonal tower rises above the surrounding architecture. Out of the fog comes a distant peal of thunder. There's no more cursed Ravenloft shit going on in here. Strahd is dead, it's fine. The house stands silent, seeming like the fossilized remains of some long-dead thing smote upon the mountainside. So Vasha and Ember, you have been here before, so you know how to navigate to the chapel. It's just at the very back of the house.
Is everything seeming dead, or it's...
when you first got here, it felt like a soul-haunted ruin, and now it just feels like a ruin. You can still hear the spiders skittering around in the ballroom, but, you can avoid them if you need to.
Baku's just kind of like, looks homey.
It definitely looked like it was homey at one point. Like the foyer, the main foyer, they're like statues of dragons mostly, with interspersed with what you imagine to be the dragon in its human form, a handsome silver-haired man. And I imagine that one of you, maybe Asher if no one else, explains that Argynvost used to belong to a dragon named Argynvost, a good-aligned silver dragon who led a rebellion against Strahd, and it didn't go so well.
Baku, like, is very interested in these drawings. Like, oh, a dragon, cool.
Asher also says, oh, by the way, don't go into the ballroom.
Yeah, no.
It's full of spiders.
Big spiders.
Big spiders. Really big spiders.
Baku is already walking in the opposite direction.
Yeah, so there's really nothing left in Argynvost that can hurt you. It used to be full of revenants and shit, but since Strahd is dead, most of the spirits have been laid to rest. So now it's just...
Hey, Ember, this is where I punched you.
Asher's like, will you when did he punch you? When did they punch you?
Baku is like, yes, tell us the story.
Baku immediately stops walking and turns around like, yes, tell me this story.
I put on my best bard face.
I was like, Ember looks pissy. It's just like, it was nothing. Away.
No, I want to hear the story. Vasha, what happened?
Ember was being a dick.
That sounds about right.
Surprising.
Yeah, this was back before he realized that he actually liked men as well.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he was being a dick.
Wait, was I the one that got you into guys? He turns around excitedly.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
Ember's actually walked away.
Baku makes like a faux scandalized face, like, oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going, Ember? To the chapel, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's plenty. Like, you can spend your time doing something useful, like clearing out the pews and setting up bedrolls or something.
That's fair. He's like straightening up, like getting rid of
Yeah, I just gave them the quick story and follow after. Yeah,
Asher is very interested. He's like, which direction was it? Are you the one that broke his nose just a little bit to the left?
Oh yeah.
Ah, nice. He gives you a high five.
Baku is just sort of like silently laughing in the background.
Chapel of Mourning. Cracked wooden pillars support a wooden U-shaped balcony that overhangs a stone-walled chapel. Narrow archways lead to a spiral staircase that curl up onto the balcony, and a door set into the north wall has a wooden beam... No, it doesn't have a beam barring it anymore. It's gone. At the east end of the chapel rests a stone altar flanked by iron candelabras. The altar is carved with a rising sun bas-relief. Tall arching windows set with panels of stained glass decorate the walls behind the altar. One of the windows has been shattered, covering the chapel floor with shards of colored glass and allowing a thick fog. No, there's no more fog. Strahd's dead. There's no more fog. So yeah, it's a little dilapidated, but it's definitely a chapel to Lathander.
Does it feel like holy? Like, like, can you sense Lathander in it?
Yeah, I mean, like, it is still hallowed ground, technically. And while Strahd was still alive, that feeling had been suppressed. But now that he's dead and the land of Barovia is starting to heal itself, it definitely feels like a chapel again.
Okay. So I think Ember feels super comforted, and he's just gonna he's just gonna organize shit.
Meanwhile, the rest of the party follows in, unless Baku wants to keep looking around. There's nothing in here anymore you're gonna get into a fight with.
Okay.
Except for the spiders. If you really want to kill the spiders, you can...
Baku's just going to make a point of, like, avoiding the spider plate.
Ember is very tempted to go kill the spiders out of just, like, he really wants to hit things right now, but...
I mean, that's fair. But also, maybe they could slow people down.
I think Escher suggests that maybe he should go kill some spiders to Ember hesitantly. He's like, I know you like to hit things when you're upset. You want to go hit some spiders? Want to go make yourself feel better by spider killing?
Ember's like, no, like, he won't meet his eyes.
I can help or not. I can also just stay here.
Baku's like, I'm definitely staying here. Please kill the spiders.
Only doing it if Baku comes with me.
No. Baku's like, nope.
I could shoot some things.
Ember, like I said, he won't meet Asher's eyes at all. Like he's like it's just like too much of a reminder. So I think he like non-committally grunts and he goes, just turns to Vasha and he goes, "Vasha, you want to go kill some spiders in the ballroom?" And he like strides out.
Escher kind of slumps.
Okay. I pat Escher on the shoulder and just say, give him time.
If you need healing, your cleric's
We'll
over here.
holler.
As
We'll holler.
alone.
You're not alone. Baku's still here.
Silently screaming like spiders.
It could be cathartic to kill spiders for your fear.
This is like so funny because out of character, I am not afraid of spiders at all. It's all of my friends who are, but like imagining this giant dragonborn being like, "Oh my god."
Okay.
It's just really funny.
I'm gonna double check the stats on these things, but I'm pretty sure I'm not even gonna bother having you fight them.
Just like they die immediately.
They're just so...
Just once. I want to use my multi-attack, like, multiple thing that I can hit things so many times.
Oh,
Just
funny.
once.
Giant
But do we also want to have a 40-minute fight where we just...
I know. Not really. Not really.
Giant spider, challenge rating 1.
I turned into a giant spider in my Christmas campaign. It was cool, my druid.
So they each have
Because I was
26
fighting
hit
Santa.
points. Their AC is 15. So yeah, it's basically like killing large, ugly dogs. Like, it's not hard.
It's an extermination mission. It's like going in there.
Yeah, but there are, how many of them in the chapel? 9. There are 9.
Oh, that's not even that many.
Yeah, it's really easy, but it is a great way to get the anger and frustration out.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think Ember just like grimly is like carving spiders, like legs coming off. Like, it's just like
He pulls a Magnus. Ember turns into Magnus and rips the legs off of him.
yes.
Specifically just the arms.
Yes. He doesn't even take the sword out. He's just like ripping spiders.
Oh my god. I'm a little horrified.
Gross.
But I got his back.
I think when I'm done, I like stand up and I look grimly around the room. And it probably looks much worse than it did when we came in here. Now that it's
You are
covered.
covered in spider.
Now it's covered,
Go
in
wash.
spider. Ew, gross.
You should go wash.
I would assume one of them bit me at least once, so I'm like slightly bleeding.
You smell foul. You should
let's
go
see.
wash.
The bite deals... I guess I should technically... If one of them at least bit you once, like, it's not going to be a whole lot of damage, but it's...
Okay.
1d8 plus 3 plus
9
2d8.
poison. Oh, that's failed. Does he
Yeah,
get
so you
poisoned?
you have taken a total of 19 damage, which, you're 150. Isn't like a whole lot, but,
Actually, I'm
It's
170, but
yeah, you're fine. But yeah,
but I look really cool.
Oh my god, if you come out there looking like that.
Right?
I'm gonna take spider arms with me.
Oh god.
No.
his cache of
No.
spider arms.
No.
Yes,
No.
I'm doing it. No, I put like
No.
together and
It's too late. Ember's
This is
doing
in
it.
character. This is
Oh.
in character.
Oh
No.
I'm already
Put them
doing it.
down. What are you even going to use those for?
Baku needs to see proof the spiders are dead, so they won't be
I
worried about
don't
going
think this will
after.
help them with their phobia, bringing them dozens of spider legs.
Please come out and see what will happen.
Ember's ignoring you. He's like grimly just continuing on his like spider arm collection mission.
Well, clearly I can't talk you out of anything. today,
So Baku,
Go back.
so to set the scene, Baku and Escher are sitting in the chapel on one of the bedrolls, chatting about rabbits or something, and then Ember comes trouncing in with an armful of spider limbs.
And I think I'm gonna go just directly in front of Ember, Escher, and Baku and drop them at their feet and be like, "Spider extermination is done," and then walk out.
And she's like, "Hey, wait, really quick, before, hang on. Before you head out, he slaps you with a Cure Wounds at level 3, which is gonna be that's 4d8 plus 11. So you get slapped with 30 hit points.
Ember like pauses, like his back was turned, and he doesn't turn around, but he says gruffly, Thanks. And he walks back out.
You're welcome. If you need anything else, I'm here. If you need, like, if you get some spider poison on you, I can cure the poison too. And he like falls over as you're walking out.
That should wake up with me, Jesus.
Amber is like staring at all of these like legs and help.
Oh god, I forgot you can't even scream. Oh
no. They cannot move. They're like paralyzed in fear, just like staring at them like
I see that and I take care of them and then I just
throw them out the broken
outside.
window.
Yeah.
Baku will never go in that room again. Any room that has been touched by spiders will never be used by them.
We were gonna have a dinner in there tomorrow.
Oh dear.
Asher
Baku
looks back and
outside.
is like, did he get poisoned? Like, I saw the spider bite, because the spiders have poison, and if he got poisoned, should I follow him and cure a poison? Is he poisoned?
I don't know.
I'm fine.
Asher's like frantically looking back, like, should I follow him? I don't know, he might be poisoned.
I think he's okay. I could go punch him for you if you want.
Asher says, no, don't punch him.
I have such fond memories of punching in this place.
I was like, I can still poison him.
Hit me that one time, so I don't want to hear it.
Don't punch him, don't poison him.
Okay.
Like, oh.
No, we got your back though.
That's fine, I'm fine. Everything is fine. Okay, so anything you guys want to do while you wait for Varain to make it here?
Explore. I don't know. I mean, like, it's an old place, and Baku's like, nerd alert!
Yeah, you can definitely explore.
It's an old ruined place!
There's a whole bunch of stuff, like there's a tower, that's pretty cool. And in fact, if you do end up exploring the tower, there's a cool little mechanic where now that they've returned the bones to the mausoleum, you can briefly see the ghost of Argynvost.
Oh, cool.
In his human form. It's pretty cool.
Alright, so Baku's headed up there.
Oh yeah, so you go up and you briefly see the ghost of a handsome, silver-haired man, definitely a dragon in his human form. And he briefly acknowledges you, and then he vanishes in a gust of wind. It's all very spoopy.
Baku's just like, his hair is so cool.
Silver dragons are pretty baller.
Like, if anybody is there, they're just kind of thinking like, hair like that.
So, how many days do we have in this place before we think?
At most, like 2.
Okay, and I just spent one of them killing spiders.
Well, it didn't take you very long.
It didn't take a day.
Yeah, it didn't take a day to kill spiders.
Well, so mostly I'm trying to see. So I still my strength actually isn't still up to full. So
It's probably now at like 18 or 20 though. Like you've had another long rest. So
okay, so I've had another one. But okay, then I'll put it up to 20 at least.
yeah, you are almost at full strength, or effectively at full strength now.
Okay. But I want to be back to 22.
I want to be better than best.
You want to be OP, yeah, right.
Look, you have to remember, Umber is basically me. Not substantially different. Okay. So I think Ember does spend like at least part of those days like resting, like he's strong enough that he could be getting like moving around, but he's just, like stubbornly lying in bed, refusing to do anything.
Escher is constantly at your side, just asking if there's anything you need. Like he's really trying hard. It's kind of gross.
Oh man, now I feel bad.
You should.
He is trying to be
right?
so helpful, and he's making lots of food, and he's cleaning bedding, and he like drags some mattresses down from some of the upper bedrooms, and he cleans them and uses them as beds and shit.
So I think actually I stop him at some point.
And she's like, "No, I can be helpful. It's fine."
Ember pulls him aside, and he's like, he still can't meet his eyes, like he just can't do it. So he's just like, he like puts his arm out, and he's like, Asher, he just like, he won't look at him. He goes, "You have to stop."
Stop what? Stop being helpful? I don't know how to do that. That's me, helpful. I'm a friend, the cleric.
That's the exact opposite of who you are, and you and I both know that, but that's beside the point.
I can be helpful. I have been helpful at least once.
Generally not helpful at all, actually. You're usually the opposite of that, but it's not that. Anyways, we're not talking about that.
I'd say that all the times I healed your ass. That's pretty helpful, huh?
It's fine. I'm trying to have a serious conversation.
Are you gonna break up with me? Because if you are, I'd rather you just get it over with. like ripping off a band-aid, just like really quick. And then I can like cry for an hour and then I can be okay. Or I won't be okay, but I can get over it long enough to be fine enough to heal you and save the world or whatever. So if you could just do it, just get it over with. Just one big long, just do it. Just do it now. You're gonna have to do it because I don't think I can.
Remember,
Yes.
give it time.
I can't break up with you, but I also can't do this right now.
Then why are we
I
talking?
can't talking. Look at you. I can't.
There's nothing wrong. Okay, except for the eyes. He kind of like rips the strip of his robe off and he ties it around his eyes. He's like, "There, is that better?"
No. It's not about your appearance, Escher. It's about what you were willing to do.
To prevent myself from ever being a victim again? I don't think you really understand how badly I needed this. It didn't have anything to do with you or what I was willing to sacrifice. It was about needing to protect myself. I was a victim for 50 years. I needed this to feel safe again. I haven't really felt safe once since I got out of Ravenloft. You understand that, right? And now I feel safe. And if you really can't understand how important that is to me, then you should break up with me. Because I don't know how to explain it.
I really want Baku to like interrupt this, like not having no idea that they're doing this. Like, hey, it's rabbit time!
Hey, listen! I found this cool pot!
Hey guys, did you see though?
Ember like is looking down Noe and he goes, This is why I can't do this right now. It's not that I don't see where you're coming from, but you don't understand how much it scared me. You don't understand what it's like to almost lose you. You don't.
You think I don't know what it's like to almost lose someone?
You don't remember his backstory.
He definitely doesn't. No, actually, that's not true. He does. He's his fiance. He does care about him. But
Like, Escher, Escher, God, even I'm doing it! Ah! Ember!
Escher talks to himself.
Escher talks to himself for the next 20 minutes. He says, Ember, I know what it is like to be scared of losing someone. I know what it's like to be losing someone. You're just gonna have to take my word for it when I say this is not about you. It was not about us. It was about me being terrified of being a victim again, and there was nothing anyone else could have ever done about it, and I took an opportunity because it makes me sleep easier. I slept last night and I didn't have nightmares. Do you understand how great that felt?
I'm glad to hear that. I am. You have no idea, and I'm glad you feel safe. But I don't know when this is ever going to stop. I don't think this is the end, Escher. I think this is just what it's going to be like for the rest of our lives together. I think this is always going to be you doing dangerous things in the name of feeling safe, and you're never going to feel safe because you're never going to be fully protected. You can't be. And I don't know if I can live with you risking everything, every time. I just don't know if I can do that.
Okay,
I'm glad you feel
okay, can I, real quick,
But I can't.
you realize that I'm about 70 years old, right? Altogether? And that for 50 of those years, I have been under a mind control curse, living in hell. So right now is when the trauma is extraordinarily fresh. I think it's a little presumptuous to assume that I am going to be spending the rest of my life in fear when, in the context of my personal timeline, it's been like a week and a half. I'm not always going to be scared, but I'm scared right now, and it's going to take me a while until I'm not.
I don't know that, and I think that's where
So
I just can't do. I just can't do this. I can't do this right now. I'm not making.
maybe you're not making sense because it doesn't make sense, and because your reasoning is bad. Ever think about that?
Baku from
Has
another
Ember
room.
ever thought about
No, I'm just kidding.
Ezra says, you know what? Never mind. Fine. You don't get it. I don't know how to explain it. That's fine. Whatever. When you work up the nerve to break up with me, let me know. And then he leaves. So let's skip ahead. Unless there's something else anyone wants to do.
Were we gonna set any kind of trap other than
Yeah,
just?
I was going to segue into that.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that.
If you wanted to set up any traps or anything, now would be the time to do it. Baku's scry told you that he was getting pretty close. So there, you have been here before, so you are very familiar with the building. You know where the main entrances are. There's the front entrance. There's the spider entrance. Although that actually might be an entrance now that we've killed all the spiders. Like that would be a viable way in. There's the way in through the chapel, although the graveyard is surrounded by a pretty high fence. So that I don't know. It might be on the lower end of things worth booby trapping. But yeah, the front door and any of the doors leading to the spider room. Those would be good places to booby trap. And maybe if you want to be really conscientious, the door out to the cemetery.
Baku's like, well, I'm not going near the spider room, so...
I guess Escher could prepare the spell Symbol, which is the one that he used on Strahd, which can also be used for it's like a trigger trap. He could do it that way.
Yeah.
He could only do it. He would only have time for one though, and he'll leave it to your discretion of where you would want to put the symbol trap.
Baku's going to look at Vash and say, you know this place.
Yeah. I would think like the most obvious
Vash
entrance would be the way.
The front door. Okay. So yeah, he can set up a symbol. So for the first person who crosses the symbol, will take the usual 10d10 necrotic. Well, it's radiant for him because that's the only damage he can deal. 10d10 radiant damage. Whoever.
So, our idea is that we're trying to lure him into the chapel, or
the idea is that the tracker, the invisible stalker, it can track you down wherever you are. It knows that you are in Argynvost Holt, and he said he would lead Varain wherever you are, and you happen to be in this one particular spot, and he is going to lead him and say they're in there. Varain thinks that you are dead and that he can just take the shards of Onvatar from you now.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, presumably, we would stick the Dabu on him, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that would be the ideal.
Which is
that's
still
it,
hanging around.
So we really just need to get him into one place and then get the right. I mean, I guess the question is, maybe Baku, you need to ask the Dabu this: how long does it take for it to banish him?
That could be a question.
Yes, the Dabu will tell you it is an action. It takes an action.
An action. Okay.
So about 6 seconds.
We don't need to trap him in here or anything. I mean, it would help that we want to keep him in one place, but we don't need to be like, okay, we've got to trap him for like an hour while we do this spell.
Right.
Yes, it's not a hefty spell. It's an action that the Dabu can send him into the. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's do that.
Okay, so when we did the scrying, is there anybody else with Varain that we know about?
Oh yes. No, you did not see anyone else. But then again, you know that he is a master dominator. You saw him take over the will of a couple evil creatures. Now you got 2 shadow dragons were bent to his will. He bent that nobleman to his will. So if he felt like he needed some allies, he could find a few in Barovia if necessary.
I'm sure he could.
So I think we talk to the rest of the group and say, we should have some traps then, because we don't know what he's going to show up here with. I guess, can we scry again to see like where he's at? Like, has there been any update?
Yeah, you can cast scry again. I imagine at this point Escher is already casting symbol on the ground inside the door.
Exactly. Baku's like, okay, I'll just scrying mode activated.
Yeah, he is really, really close now. You've got maybe a couple hours. He is still following the invisible stalker. There doesn't seem to be anything following him though.
Okay, Baku's gonna realize like, I don't see anybody else with him.
I don't have any spells or things that could do.
Don't rangers have alarm? Isn't that a spell that rangers can use?
Rangers can use it. That doesn't mean this ranger has it.
Oh, okay.
Not how spells work. No, not a wizard.
Not yet.
True.
What other spells does he have?
You're not a wizard in this campaign.
Wait, how do your spells work? Oh god, maybe I'm doing spells wrong.
No, you're doing them right.
Paladins are a different class. Like paladins and wizards, they can prepare different spells. Like rangers and sorcerers, once they have a spell list, they're stuck with it basically.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can swap out when I gain a new level, but that's it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or when I gain a level that I gain spells at, I should say.
Escher finishes casting the symbol and then the front door, and he brushes his hands off. He's okay. Gather around for resistance.
Yep.
He comes over and he boops all of you on the nose and he gives you resistance. You each can add a d4 to any saving throw of your choice.
Okay. So what I was gonna say is I don't have spells that can do any of that, but could I do a, I don't know, survival check or something to see if I can set up some like physical trap things?
Yeah, you could
Physical booby
definitely make
traps?
like a physical booby trap. That would the best place for those would probably be outside the spider door. Or the spider doors. I believe there are 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could set up like a like I imagine like a hunting trap would probably be best, like a trap, like something like the closest thing you could get to like a bear claw trap. You know what I mean?
I think I actually have bear trapper too.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
A bear trap would probably work. You could disguise it with, I don't know. Actually, you
There's
probably couldn't
enough
disguise it on
detritus
like bare floor. But you know, if he's not paying attention, it would probably be fine.
There's also detritus around. I can just
Dead spider. You can conceal it with dead spider. The legs came in handy.
Oh no.
There's always a benefit.
Nice.
Okay,
I don't really have anything. I was trying to see if I had anything, but I don't. This is not really my strong suit.
Yeah.
Getting things and casting holy things at other things.
I would argue though that since you have 2 brothers or had 2 brothers, you would probably have some kind of skill in like doing the water pail over the door kind of bullshit.
Home
Right,
Alone
exactly.
shenanigans.
I mean, sure, I can help you out with that.
Also, Esha reminds you, magic circle might be a good idea.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I just don't know.
He is classed as a humanoid, but he might have the invisible stalker. You don't know if the invisible stalker is going to turn coat the moment. Like he might be under like literal control.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
Okay. So we said, do we know? We said it's going to be still a couple hours.
Yeah, you've got a couple hours, but not super long.
Yeah.
Okay. So the
Like,
casting time is only a minute. So when we think he's going to get close, let me know and I'll cast it. But it only lasts an hour, so I don't want to cast
It's just
it
like,
now.
oh, I set up the symbol to make a really loud noise. We'll know when he comes in.
Good.
Okay. So I guess do we all just like hang around picking our nails in the bar?
Yeah, pretty much.
Are we in the ballroom or I thought we were
No, in
somewhere
the
a little
chapel.
defense?
Sorry, in the chapel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in the chapel.
Okay.
You're kind of picking your nails and just waiting for it.
I'm doing sword drills again.
I feel like Escher probably, like, before you can tell him not to, he, like, steals one last kiss from you. Like, just because.
Aw.
He's not sure if he's ever going to get to do it again, and so he might as well just, you know, do it now when it matters. And then he says, ha, I win. I got the last kiss, which makes me the winner of the breakup.
So
You aren't breaking up, you guys.
Baku was like,
Somebody has to get through this thing together, you assholes.
I don't think that's a solid basis for a relationship, but I mean, okay.
Somebody has to live happily ever after.
Baku's like, I don't understand human relationships. They're like, is this normal?
No.
Oh, okay.
A little bit, but no.
100% normal. Are you joking?
As you all are
You're talking
talking,
to an aromantic.
as you are all talking, you hear a very loud sound of like, you know, like when a fluorescent light, like a really big and powerful fluorescent light gets turned on. There's that, and then it's accompanied by "What's good, bitch," which is what Escher set for the alarm. And it's just like, oh, he's here.
Ember starts casting magic circle.
All right, that's going to take about a minute to cast. You hear from the flare, fuck! And she's like, Vasha, you want to pick him off? Like, you could probably hit him from the door of the chapel.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or the door of the dining room, which is past the chapel. Yeah, you can lure him in.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, be careful. Escher quickly casts Bless as well. Bless, let me write it. Up to 3 creatures of your choice within range. Whenever you make an attack roll or saving throw, you can add d4 to the number rolled. Okay.
So we have 2 d4s.
You have a d4 for a saving throw and a d4 for an attack roll or saving throw.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Clerics, man. He says, okay. There you go. You are blessed.
You're blessed. I feel like Baku's gonna want to like get counterspell, like just in case. Like,
yeah, let's all roll initiative right now, so we don't have to do it later. Initiative has been set. Okay. First up in the order is Vasha. What you want to do?
Okay. Well, I
am also going to put the Dabu. The Dabu has been hanging around you, mostly Baku, so I'm going to put the Dabu after you. You're the only one that can communicate with it. So he'll go after you. It will go after
who?
You.
Sorry.
After Baku.
Yeah, after okay. That's what I figured. I was like, I didn't hear that, but I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll take orders from you because you're the only one that can really talk to it. So.
Okay. Great.
Or you're the only one who's tried, technically.
Right. Exactly.
No, actually, Ember did try and he failed the save. So.
It's like, what do those symbols mean? Baku's like,
badly
uncultured swine. Anyway.
Okay. I'm gonna use Hunter's Mark. I'm gonna be by the door. I peek
room?
around it. Just in the dining room.
Peek it
the
around
dining room door. Yeah, peeking around it.
Hunter's Mark, which is a bonus action, correct?
Yes, it's bonus action.
Okay, that means you can also do another thing.
Yep. And I am. Do I see anybody other than Varain? Or anything other than Varain?
You do not know.
Okay.
You just see him. He took a pretty serious blast of radiant damage. Parts of his robes are like singed. But no, he is still kicking, which is surprising because 10d10 radiant is a lot of damage.
Yeah.
He is probably a lot stronger than he looks. He does not look strong. He looks like a wimpy little caster.
Yeah, that makes me nervous. Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna use Hunter's Mark, and then I'm also gonna blast him with a radiant arrow.
Yeah, I was like, shoot him!
Do the thing. Do the thing.
A 37? Wow. Is it 37
well, so it's not a 37, it's a 7 plus 13, so a 20, or a 17 plus 13.
Anyway.
Either way.
Yeah, you hit. Roll damage, you fucking OP ass.
Plus 13?
OP Legolas looking motherfucker.
I have a plus 13. Thank you, Escher. I had plus 2 from taking Archer, plus 5 from Escher's magic, and plus something from something else.
Wait, what? There's extra magic.
Escher's bless. He can it affects
No. Not even from that.
Oh yeah, because when he made you,
yeah.
Yep.
Then it was the one that Thunder blessed.
That's some math.
That is some math.
Yep.
29 points of damage. Okay.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna do it again because I have multi.
Woohoo!
Do it. 18 is not good enough.
Oh shit.
His AC is higher than it seems to be. So yeah, the first arrow is a nasty, nasty blast, and his eyes immediately land on you. He says, "I should have known." He says, "You're not going to kill me, are you? There's so much that you don't know." You can all hear him talking.
Monologuing. Baku's like, I wish he could only whisper.
I couldn't hear that.
Baku sends a message like, I wish he could only whisper.
Escher hears you whining about the Sun Sword and him still wanting to get back onto your good graces. Ember, he's going to cast Magic Weapon on the Sun Sword. He's going to cast it at level 4, so it is going to get an additional +2 to hit on top of whatever it already has to hit.
Oh, nice. Okay. Sweet.
Is that better? Is that good? It helps a little, right? I mean,
it does
helpful?
help, thank you.
Okay, good. That's all Escher can do. Ember, it is your turn.
Okay. I'll stride out of the hallway with my Sun Sword up.
Dicks out, ready for battle.
Dicks out for Lathander.
Varain, I see that you finally decided to join us.
Varain says, "Oh, I remember you. What happened to your big shiny hammer?"
Well, that hurt my feelings.
I have a fucking flaming sword.
Yeah. So wait, for flavor here, can I say that I didn't actually have the flames or the Sun Sword activated? And as he says, I pull it out.
You
and
lightsaber the fuck out of it.
Lightsaber the fuck.
Yes.
Right.
And I go, I guess I'll just have to make do with this instead. And I like a lightsaber.
All right, roll the hit. It's a nat 2. No,
Yeah.
but you do have another attack, don't you?
Yep, gotta do it again.
Whew.
That's just bad luck in that too. 19 is a hit.
Okay, good. I'm like, somebody's got to hit.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I meant to say I was casting Divine Smite at 4th level when I did that. Did that?
Yeah, don't worry about. I don't care about. You have to say it. It's fine if you want to cast it.
Okay.
Only 38 damage.
Only 38. I'm so sad right now.
Okay. So that's a big tasty hit. But he is still standing. Next up in the order is Baku.
Look, at least upset.
Baku,
Oh yeah,
you're
that's
up.
right. I can tell the thing to do the thing.
Out of character, remember that maybe, you know, we were trying to lure him somewhere to, like, hold him for a second so that the thing can get him?
The bear trap and the spider bits.
Action.
The what?
The bear trap and the spider bits.
The bear trap and the spider bits. You're right, of course.
The ideal plan is that the Dabu just banishes him, isn't it?
Yes.
It is, yes.
That's what. Yeah, Baku's gonna be like, yeah, let me cast something, and then can you do the thing? I don't know. It's gonna listen to me, I guess.
I just don't think it's gonna work, but I mean, it's fine.
Let's see.
You can get to the door, but then you'll have to get in line of sight, so you'll have to move like 10, 20 feet.
So yeah, cast confusion. Should I copy pasta?
Yeah, I got it. I've got the description up.
Oh wait, the center on it. So
An
anything
affected-
within range must make a wisdom save.
Okay, a
or
wisdom
be
save.
affected by it.
He's got a pretty beefy wisdom save. Let me double check what it is. That
Damn it!
that is a plus 10.
Also, for the future, Cone of Cold would have been a solid one, too.
Does a 30 beat the DC?
You know what? Shut up.
I feel like a 30 probably beats the DC.
Right,
All
it
right,
does.
So he is not confused.
He is not confused. So Baku's just like, okay, Dabu, do your thing.
Okay, Dabu goes after you, Baku. The banishment spell is a touch spell, so he has to get close enough to touch him. So he can close the distance between them, but he cannot cast the spell yet. And that makes it Varane's turn.
Oh no.
He says, "It seems rather short-sighted of you to kill me immediately after having no idea what my plans are, what my connection to Nagath is, where my headquarters is." And he says, "But I suppose, if you really insist." And then from somewhere behind you, from somewhere outside of the castle, but not very far outside of it, you hear a massive explosion of rock. You can hear part of the chapel being destroyed as an enormous barrage of something comes flying out of it. And then you hear the sound of a dragon screaming.
Baku, like, no. Baku's like, oh shit.
And then you can, and by the way, Escher was still in that room that just exploded. He did not have time to move out. And now Varane is going to cast invisibility on himself. So he is now invisible.
Counterspell? Counterspell.
Yeah, I was like, I was ready to.
Oh, yeah, counterspell, that's a reaction, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a
And there's
reaction.
some
Yeah, I
kind
was
of
like,
roll
they
you
were-
have to do, I just don't remember what it is.
Yeah, I have to find it. They were like preparing to do that in case he did a spell. Let me see. Counterspell is
1d10,
Okay,
1d20 plus 6.
okay. So it's the C. Got it. Okay,
You're
just
trying to
the-
beat 14.
Come on, dice.
Yeah, a 20. All right, he is not invisible. He grits his teeth, but he is not invisible, so I will delete that. He is not invisible. Okay.
Yes, okay. Woo!
Oh, there is still a dragon, something screaming.
Yeah, of
outside
course.
them.
Baku's
Yeah.
just like, anyway, now at least we can see.
Little victories. And on that note, you hear Escher like, "Oh God!"
Oh no.
And then you don't see what's going on because none of you are in the right room, but he's gonna have to make some checks.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, God.
Oof. All right. Good luck, Escher. Oh, what's his con mod? His con mod is +3. Actually, there's no way he can beat this check. Okay. Oh, that's a lot. Alright, has taken 67 points of damage.
Ouch.
I need to break out the red marker for a giant
Oh my
dragon
God.
of bones.
That almost took away half his health. Holy crap.
Oh Jesus.
Yike.
The DM says the surprise, like they didn't plan the whole thing.
I mean, I didn't realize how much damage that weapon did. Okay. So yeah, that's the dragon's turn. Vasha, we are back up to the top of the order with you.
I'm gonna run back to help out Escher.
All right, you turn around and you run back into the chapel, and what you see is an enormous undead silver dragon who has destroyed the western wall of the temple. And
Undead?
if you had to take a guess, you'd guess that is probably the reanimated corpse of Argynvost.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so it's definitely undead.
It is.
Yep.
It is.
He's
Still,
dead.
it is still classed as a dragon, however, just because it's an undead dragon, but it is still a dragon.
Okay, so wait, for the context of Magic Circle, does that mean that it does not fall into one of those categories?
No, it does not technically.
Okay.
It is still technically a dragon. So yes, he is classed as an ancient silver dragon, the hardest kind.
Great.
So, Vasha, you now have this dragon in line of sight. What do you want to do? And by the way, you see Escher kind of shivering in the middle of the room, half his hit points gone, looking a little terrified of the giant dragon.
Yeah. How do I best help Escher?
I feel like the game plan, well, I guess we're not here, but like I feel like the game plan needs to be get the Dabu to touch
Right.
Brain,
Yeah,
and then
Baku's working on that. And I've already said that I ran away from that part of it, so I can't
Right.
do the
Yeah.
thing.
You turned around, yeah, so it's just Baku and Ember in with Vrain.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you know what? I'm going to drop concentration on the other one. I'm going to use Lightning Arrow and shoot at the dragon to distract it from Escher.
Lightning arrow. Okay, it has no immunity or resistance to lightning. So go ahead and roll that attack. You are trying to beat a 22.
Come on, baby.
Yeah, it's a 22. Okay, roll damage.
Alrighty.
31 damage. All right. Let me bust.
Wow.
487 minus.
I was like, it probably has a million, but you know, 4
Yeah,
It's not
is also
nothing.
a lot.
it's not nothing. It is
Wait,
not
right.
nothing.
Did the DM just tell us the AC and the hit points of this thing?
It doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
Just telling us what we need to beat so we know in the future.
It's an ancient silver dragon. You knew it was going to be hard.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
It's also undead.
And then I'm also gonna yell at Escher to just get out of there.
It's just like, I can't feel my feet. All right, that is Vasha's turn. Oh, no, it's Escher's turn. God, what's he going to do?
Y'all are in a different room and we just hear yelling like,
You also probably heard giant loud thunderclap.
exactly,
too.
and like, Baku's like, I figured out what he's doing. Considering where we are, only one thing could be that big.
Okay.
Coming out of the ground.
He is going to take Ember at his word and say the main reason Ember is upset with him is because he was willing to sacrifice himself. So he is going to heal himself. He's going to cast heal on himself and hopes that fixes the thing.
Oh.
You still have a move action, so get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna back up, and he is gonna restore 70 hit points to himself, which brings him back up to full. So he's still cold, but he's no longer, dying and cold. So he's gonna back up. The squishy healer is gonna hide behind the slightly less squishy ranger.
Slightly.
Slightly less squishy. We should, Amber, you have the thing with the cold, right? You should definitely be taking this. And with that, it is.
Ember
Sorry,
doesn't-
you have resistance to cold damage, Ember,
Uh-huh.
with the scale of
yeah,
Tiamat.
I forgot about that. I do actually have. I still have my dinner plate scale.
See, I told you it would be relevant. I made it relevant. So you hear Escher's like, you should be taking this, please.
Taking what? 'Cause
Tanking.
What's going on? Is it my turn?
It is, yes.
Okay. Ember turns to Baku and is like, "Can you handle this?"
Can you handle
like,
the rain?
emphatically shakes their head like, nope, but you gotta go, and points to like Asher, like, go get him.
He's like, "Well, I don't have time. You're gonna have to," and he runs in the other room.
Baku's like, okay, that's fine.
So you catch the tail end of Escher healing himself up from what looked like it was just a mess. Like you can see like a giant circle of frozen over ground in the middle of the floor. That was probably the giant silver dragon that you also see now, who is busted through the wall.
I skid into the room and come to like a skidding stop at the side of the dragon, and I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
The dragon roars at you.
Lathander, save us all! And I pull out my. Well, I guess my sword's already out, and I guess I'm just gonna. Oh, let's see.
For it? Oh my god.
1 second. 1 second.
You have 2d4 you can add to, or you have a d4 that you could add to the attack roll. You are trying to beat a 22 if you want to attack it.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that's gonna do anything different. So it's an ice dragon. Presumably, if I had fire, it might do something. But
It's a silver dragon.
silver. Oh,
It
okay,
is
never mind.
it is a silver dragon. Its
silver
breath
dragon.
weapon is cold.
It's cold, yeah.
But I have no idea what. Okay, and I guess I wouldn't really know anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess
You're
I'm
just assuming.
I'm gonna shout. Like I know they already took their turns, but in the context of theatrics, I'm gonna shout at the other two to run, and I'm going to pull out or cast Divine Smite at a level and go for an attack.
Alrighty. You're trying to beat a 22, and you have a D4 you can add if you need to. So yeah, you might want to add that D4. That's a really close one.
Yeah, I'm gonna add that. Oh god, I guess that's it's like a 50-50 here if this is gonna work.
Yep, 50-50. Let's see.
Roll that D4.
Please,
Hey!
yeah.
Hey, 24.
That's a
beats
hit.
it.
That's a hit. Roll
Okay.
damage.
Can I do the second hit right now too, just to see if two attacks?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
That way I just don't have to go back and do this 5 times.
Escher sees the magic boost you over the AC. He's like, "You're welcome. I'm a very useful boyfriend."
Yep, you have luck. The
Yeah,
feat.
I'm gonna use luck for that. I don't know.
It's like
this
first
is
one hits, the second one, oh.
This is like not gonna really do anything because we're not gonna really kill
There we
this
go.
guy.
Hey! Alright, so
Barely.
you get 2 nasty hits off.
Okay.
Roll that damage, my beefy paladin boy. 35 damage. Nice.
Not even that much.
Don't you get
Okay,
2
so
attacks?
I do get 2 attacks, but I can't do this. Divine Smite only works in the first attack.
35 plus 4.
Ugh. Ugh.
I didn't do triple digit numbers.
So mad. Okay, so I pull out my sword and I just like recklessly charge into this dragon's face. And I'm gonna regret it, but that's fine.
Alright, that is Ember's turn. Next up in the order is Baku. You are alone in a room with Varain, who is probably the most dangerous man you've ever met.
Right.
What do?
Baku is going to risk the message cantrip and be like, what is your beef with Moran and her bloodline anyway?
He says, "This is what you really want to talk about, Bakunawa? This is the big worry for you?" She says, "She's the guardian of the Avatar, the only thing that can stop the end of the world. I am pro end of the world." I thought that was obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And come to think of it, you're her direct descendant, which means I don't like you either.
Baku's like, oh yes, I recently discovered that myself. Thanks for noticing.
Yeah, so if she dies, you become the guardian of the Avatar, so I might as well just get you out of the way too.
Okay. Anyway, this conversation's over. Okay. Okay. Dabu is.
Bear in mind, if the Dabu succeeds on this throw, it is like that's it. Like you're never gonna see Varain again.
Right. I'm gonna.
And also, you still don't know what the mazes are, which has been an amazing lack of
You know
intellectual
what?
curiosity on
You know
your guys'
what?
part.
We have so many things that we have to worry about.
I know. There's just so many things.
Vasha needs to know one more horrible thing. Really?
I'm just amazed with Vasha, especially after learning that big lesson about, what not to do to other people in the name of good and evil. Just interesting. Interesting. Actually, Baku, because you are a sorcerer, I would let you roll to see what you know about the mazes.
What?
What you know about the mazes. Since you're
Okay.
about to tell the Dabo, go send him to the mazes. You can see what you
Right,
know about
exactly.
the mazes.
Okay, so that would be Arcana.
That would be Arcana or Religion, whichever
Okay.
you prefer. 26? Yeah. Okay. The mazes is a demi-plane that exists as an offshoot of Sigil. It is controlled completely by the Lady of Pain, who you met, who was in your living room. It was weird. She
was there.
It is considered a hell dimension, even though it is not one of the 9 hells. It is an enormous labyrinth full of some of the most horrifying and deadly creatures. It is basically a prison from which there is no possible escape. No one has ever escaped the mazes. No one who has ever been sent to the mazes has ever been heard from ever again. Those who have some lordship over it, like the Lady of Pain, various numbers of her servants, describe it as worse than hell.
Oh.
It is horrible by all accounts. And like,
Great.
there are creatures who live in Sigil who, if you asked what their greatest fear is, they would say the mazes.
Okay.
That's what you know about the mazes.
That's what I know.
It's horrible and very bad.
Sounds like a good idea. Do it.
Yeah. Baku is gonna be like, I think cast another, cause like whispering, like you can't hear me unless I'm like right up against you, and I ain't gonna do that. So cast another message, cantrip, and be like, you know, you gave Vasha a lot of shit for choosing who lives and who dies, but I don't see how that makes you any different. You control people without their consent. You bring them back from the dead.
Oh yes, absolutely.
You bring them back from the dead. Like, how is that natural at all?
I make no compunctions at natural. I know exactly what my motivations are. The difference is that I'm intellectually honest. I have no morals to defend like you for. I want to end the world, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. Especially since you seem to be intent on killing me before you even know my plan. Anyway, good luck with that Dabu thing.
And Baku's going to be like, we won't let you destroy the world. Good luck with that.
Yeah. You think it's going to be me. And then it is I imagine by now it's probably the Dabu's turn. If you really want to send him to the mazes knowing nothing more.
Okay.
This is where that... It's like if this were a Telltale video game, like there would be a little text to pop at the bottom, like your actions will have consequences. Like if you send him to the mazes now versus later.
I was like, should I protect
Find
myself?
out some more.
Should I find out more?
You're gonna have to tell the Dabu to stop if you don't want to send him to the mazes now.
Yeah, but he's gonna attack us if you don't do something.
I know.
He also sicked a dragon on us. He wants us to have a conversation with him.
Baku is a huge nerd, y'all.
He's a villain. He is a villain. They do like monologuing.
They do like monologuing, so I guess that Baku is like wants to like learn more, and then like is gonna tell the Dabu like wait a little.
The Dabu stops and looks at you like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Ember from the next room
has no idea what's happening because he can't see. So.
That's true. Don't metagame.
Something has gone terribly wrong.
Ember's magical bullshit sensor goes off.
He's made a terrible fucking decision.
Anyway, so I guess Baku's like, what do you mean? I don't know if it's still my turn anymore.
But talking is a free action.
Talking is a free action, yes.
Okay, yeah. So Baku's like, what?
He says, you think
you're not going to do it.
Of course I'm not going to do it. My cult has merely facilitated it. The end of the world is going to happen, and the weak point, well, that will be the crutch of it all, you know? That's really our masterwork at its finest point. When, and it is a when, Nagath comes crashing through that weak point, it'll be the end of all existence, and you will have no idea where that weak point is or how to stop it. He says, oh, I should probably... Hang on. And then he is going to cast Cloud Kill at you.
Of course.
As it is his turn now.
Right. Shit.
So you are going to take...
I have that spell, so I shit.
I need you to make a con save for me. And the DC you are trying to beat is 18.
You know, that's cool.
And you can add a D4 to it. You still
That's right, I didn't do that. All right. So...
If you don't pass it, you can add the D4.
Yeah, if I don't pass it. Let's see. There's my con. It's plus... Is it mod or save mod?
Save mod.
Save mod. Okay, so that is... Con plus 5. Okay. I'm gonna add that D4.
The D4 isn't gonna do anything.
Yeah, you're right. It's not gonna help. You're right. Nope, it won't help. You're right.
You are going to take.
It was 18.
You are going to take 68 poison damage.
Oh my god!
Actually, plus a spell attack mod. You take 37 points of poison damage.
And I'm not resistant to poison anymore because my mom's a thunder dragon.
Technically, you were never resistant to poison.
Exactly.
Damage.
Technically, I was never. Exactly. Anyway. All right, that's cool.
37 points of damage, and that is Varane's turn. Next up in the order is the dragon.
Yay!
Yay! The dragon, seeing that big, tasty, tanky juice box right in front of him, is going to try to bite you all the way in half, Ember.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
That it has a plus 17.
Oh, jeez. So that's basically a guaranteed, yeah.
34, yeah, and that is 21 points of piercing damage from the bite.
Okay.
And then he is going to use his second attack to claw at you. Yep. And that is 17 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And that is all the dragon can do. It can't use its breath weapon until next turn. Next up in the order is Vasha.
Goody. Goody, 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 goody. Have I heard anything from back behind?
You have not. You've heard Varain talking, but it's too indistinct to make
You
out.
can't hear Baku whispering anyway, so
Alrighty.
probably
what-
a lot of hacking and coughing, like.
Let's see, what's the distance here? What's one?
It is about 40, 50 feet away from you. Not very far.
Well, I'm gonna shoot at the dragon, I guess.
That is what you're good for.
Yep,
Shooting them arrows.
Yep.
Go Legolas. A 33 is a hit. That's a nat 20,
Yep.
so you double damage, my friend.
Woo!
And I'm also using lightning arrow as a spell, so it does.
So doubles the weapon damage, the lightning damage, and the radiant or fire damage, whichever you.
Yep.
Damn.
Take that big nasty crit. Yeah.
Yeah. Boom.
Holy fuck.
Anyway, 96.
And I'm gonna do it again.
Woohoo!
So close.
Roll the damage, but don't double it.
Yep.
Right.
You
Roll regular damage.
regular. You can't. Not every roll can be a hit. A crit. 62. Show off.
Yep.
Wow.
All right.
There's one thing I am good at,
Alrighty.
and it is not emotional maturity.
Right. I mean, you did a lot of emotional sport today, but
Next up is Escher. And he's like, Ember, do you need healing? Are you okay?
It's probably 133. This should be fine.
He's like,
You
are
can
you
attack
sure?
this thing,
I can-
attack it.
Okay, I'll attack. I'm going to attack it. So he is going to cast. Probably going to cast his biggest, nastiest spell, which actually he doesn't have harm prepared anymore. So he will use Flame Strike.
oh,
Nice.
The dragon needs to make a Dex saving throw, and he does not have a Dex mod.
it's undead. It's dead. It's
A
been
9 is not going to do it. So
no.
it is going to eat all that damage.
Oh yeah.
Woohoo!
I thought that was Escher. Not
33
really.
points of radiant damage right off the
Nothing.
top. All right. So it's just like, okay, I attacked it. Wow, you have bloodied this undead dragon. Well done.
You guys are doing great work. I'm just talking back here. Don't mind me.
Ember, you are next up in the order.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep hitting it, is what I'm gonna do. We're trying.
Do it.
Do it.
Kill
And I realized
that
that I'm
dragon.
calculating my attacks wrong, so I fixed that. Now I'm gonna do with the new. Holy fuck!
That's
Okay,
a nat
no.
2. You've got
No.
multi-attack.
I'm fucking re-rolling that.
You're like, no. The dragon just watches you flailing around.
God damn it, that's better.
I mean, that's definitely a hit.
25 is a hit, yes. So roll attack. Roll that damage.
Okay.
42 damage, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Nice.
Yep. It is getting down there.
And I guess, yeah, if that's my 2 attacks, then that's my turn.
Okay. Next up in the order is Baku. Baku, the Dabu, you can see he is starting to get restless. Like, he came here to do one thing and you told him
Right.
to not do the thing, so he's getting impatient. What do you want to do?
Baku's gonna be like, well, that sucks. All right. And after eating up that damage, that was not fun.
Like, I wanted to question you, but then you poisoned me, so it's like...
Yeah, it's like, but then you poisoned me and you hate my.
Okay, I know we're not in the room, but also now I need to know, where is this, like, we do need to know where this thing is.
Or what?
Where to fight Nagaha.
He did mention
Yeah.
something about the
Something
weak
about
point.
the weak point.
He did mention something about the weak point, and I can see the future, y'all.
That is true.
Well, that's true, you can't see the future.
But Baku's gonna ask one thing and then probably attack. So Baku's gonna be like, "What do you mean weak point?" in message cantrip.
Varain doesn't answer. He just kind of smiles ominously at you.
Okay, great. So I'm going to cast Sunburst at him. It's my highest spell. Might as well just get him out. So it is 12d6 radiant damage and is blinded, but don't matter.
Yeah.
Hey.
47. That's quite a lot of damage. And
he's blinded.
And he is blinded? Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. So the Dabu is going to be like, I'm not going to wait anymore.
Yeah, and Baku is like, yeah, go get him. Like,
okay,
do it
good. So he is
Great.
going to run up, and Varain needs to make a charisma saving throw. But a 7 is not going to do it.
Wow.
The Dabu places its weird greenish hand on Varain's forehead, and they both vanish immediately. And that is all that you see happen, Baku. You are now pretty confident that he is now in the worst version of hell.
Yep. Okay. I'm probably going to try to run to my friend.
The world's smallest violin plays in the distance.
Right.
So anticlimactic.
I know.
Next up in the order is the dragon. Bad news, Ember. He's gonna breath on you.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait, but you have the dinner plate.
Yes, don't forget the dinner plate.
Actually, being a very smart undead dragon, he is going to kind of recognize that is a white scale from a dragon, and white dragons are typically resistant to cold damage. So he is going to use a paralyzing breath on you. I need you to make a con save for me, Ember.
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
Oh my god, you just barely cleared it.
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
It breathes a massive cone at you, and for a second you can feel your muscles seize up like they want to paralyze you, but you manage to just barely shake it off. And disappointed in that, it is going to use its wing attack. It was going to beat its wings. Roll a dex save.
Less good.
Uh-oh.
The 17 is not going to do it. It's not even going to almost do it.
Okay, so yeah, there's no point in rolling the extra one then.
So you are going to take 17 bludgeoning damage and you are knocked prone, which means that you are going to have to get up on your next turn.
Okay.
Alright, 17 damage, and next up in the order is Vasha.
Cool, I'm gonna attack that dragon.
It is getting close to dead. Again, it's re-dead.
Reach again, dead again.
I'm just gonna use lightning arrow at a regular thing, so it's a level 3. Because I got no more of my whatchamacallums, level 4s. That's not enough, but I've got my D4.
You'd have to roll a perfect 4 to get to it, but yes.
I could also use a luck point. I'm gonna use a luck point and just re-roll that.
Okay. Yep.
Hey.
A 25 is a hit. Roll damage.
Sweet.
I missed that thing Escher did where he gave us all plus 10 to everything.
I know.
I miss a lot of things about
I
having
sure misses it
fancy
too.
plot device.
Okay,
Guys, I'm literally wearing a plot device on my hand.
copy my formula.
85 point. Yeah, that's.
Holy fuck.
Yep.
Wow, y'all are doing great.
And I'm gonna hit him again, because I do have multi-attack.
Nice.
That did not do it.
Nope.
Do you want to use one more luck point, or do you want to just?
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Fuck it. Why not?
Okay.
I don't know if you
I'm
can
feeling
kill it in this turn, but if you don't kill it, Escher's definitely going to kill it.
Do.
33.
Yeah!
That's a crit. Maybe you can take it out in this round.
Whoa!
That's 2 nat 20s. I call shenanigans.
Baku's gonna run in and be like, "Holy shit!" on the tail end of this.
Okay, so this is
It is still not quite dead, but it is real. It is real janked up.
It's feeling real bad. Yeah.
It is going to use one of its legendary actions again.
Of course.
It is going to. Ember, I'm going to need you to make a very, very good con save for me. It is going to bite down on your leg and pull.
Oh god.
Oh god.
And you have disadvantage on this now that I think about it because you are prone.
Because you're prone, yeah. That sucks.
Oh god. Well, I'm assuming that one doesn't do it, so I'm assuming I don't need to.
Nope, that one does not do it. Ember, you feel a peculiar sensation. You realize it is the sensation of your leg being pulled off.
Oh my god.
That's just the way to go.
And yep, so that is its legendary action. Next up in the order is Escher.
Wait, don't I take damage from that?
Oh yeah, don't worry about the damage. We'll get back to the damage.
Have no leg, shush.
For the limb removal, there's a special thing that you're gonna have to do.
Oh, okay.
Escher sees you get your leg pulled off. He's like, "Oh God!" And
holy shit.
he is going to, let's see.
I guess it should be said without saying here, but Ember is definitely screaming.
Yeah,
Right. I mean, your leg just got like ripped off. Yeah.
That is-
Even if you're. Yeah.
that is fair. Escher is going to try to finish off this dragon very quickly. Because 17 is not good enough. It is going to take 8d8 radiant damage. Alright, he kills the dragon, and then he doesn't even notice. Like, the dragon lets out this yowl and collapses, and Escher scrambles over to your side, Ember. He's like, "Oh God! Oh, hang on! Get the leg! Vasha, get the leg!"
I get the
Baku is
leg.
like gonna run in and see this and be like, holy shit.
So Ember, you are bleeding out. For every action, we are still in initiative order. For every turn that passes, you are going to be taking a contiguously bigger amount of bleed damage.
Okay.
For the first round, you are going to take 3d10. So next, you cannot move, so that is, and then Baku. We are still in initiative order. So from behind you, you can hear Ember screaming and Escher screaming and everyone screaming. Everyone is screaming behind you, Baku.
Yeah, I'm running towards them already. Like, that's what I did with my turn.
You come in and you see Ember on the ground with his leg gone from slightly below the knee. You see Escher over him screaming. You see Vasha frantically looking for the leg. Vrain's out of order, Dragon's out of order. Vasha, it is your turn.
I'm running
Actually,
over
for
with the leg.
Baku technically had a turn, so you're going to take 4d10. 26 points of damage.
Oh no.
Vasha?
Yeah, I was like, Baku can't do shit, so.
I grabbed the leg and I brought it over.
And she's like, "Okay, hang on, I got this. I'm a cleric, I can do this, hang on." He, presses the stump of the leg against the actual removed leg, takes a second to cast the spell Regenerate. So you first off you gain not 4d78. That's not a thing.
78.
We're
Wow,
just making
we're
up
good at
new
math.
You gain 32 hit points back, and the leg reattaches, but it still hurts a lot at the moment.
Okay, I think Ember's gone into shock at this point. I think there was the initial screaming, and then it was just like, "Oh, I don't have a leg anymore, and I just don't know how to process this." So he's just like numbly staring.
So with some very warm golden clerical magic, he reattaches your limbs. He's like, "Okay, you're fine. Come on, bend your leg for me." Ember, can you hear me? Can you bend your leg for me, please?
Ember cannot hear him.
Okay, Vasha, can you help him bend his leg, please?
Yep.
He does all the the range of motion checks, and you can move your leg. It still really hurts though, Ember.
Yeah, I think they're still screaming. I think now they're screaming again.
She's like, "Oh God, you're fine. It's okay. It's okay."
Every time you bend it, it's like.
Escher surrenders that he loses the breakup, and he calmly puts your head in his lap. He's like, "It's okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. I reattached the limb. You can't hear me. He can't hear me."
No, he can't hear you.
No, he definitely can't. I think, like I said, I'm pretty sure. I think Luke qualifies for shock so bad that you can't process other people's
Yeah, or at least you shouldn't have passed out with all that pain, at least.
I was going to if I ran down to 0, but I figure it's not fair to do that without.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's leave it there for tonight.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Next session, Ember has PTSD.
Leg
Baku runs in like, "Hey, everyone!"
I want to say it's karma for you ripping the legs off all those spiders.
Hey!